All right, are we good? Are we live? I think we are. Hello all and welcome back to the Women's Football Chat Live. Tonight, we are capping off what's been a wonderful day of WSL action with our third stream and the sixth game in the WSL today. And we're finishing with Manchester United versus Tottenham, a game that should be a really interesting one, really. You've got a United side who are second in the league and could open up the gap to Manchester City if they win, and Arsenal, of course, if they win today. And a Tottenham side who are punching well above their performances. And, well, a win today would be massive for them, wouldn't it, Harry?
Yeah, it's going to be an incredible game. Based on what we've already seen today, we're in for something. We've seen 7-goal thrillers. We've seen a new manager almost stop Sonia Bonpastor. It has been an incredible day. We saw Palace pick up a point at the bottom of the table. Brian Sorensen's building some super team over at Everton. And what a game this is to end what has been a really, really good day of action. Two sides who are in very differing scenarios. Manchester United are absolutely flying in second place. They are the most informed team in the league, bar Chelsea. They are having a great time of it, and they just keep playing better and better. And you have to give credit to Skinner and the players. The work they're doing, they've been absolutely phenomenal so far this season, and they will look to once again build on that this evening. For Tottenham, their hosts, they're at home. They're at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, big occasion. But it's going to take something to stop this United side. And it's this Tottenham side who, despite the fact they sit sixth in the table, despite the fact they've been winning games, I think they've been playing really poorly. And I think they could get caught out tonight. It's an interesting lineup. There's a few changes. But for Tottenham, they're going to have to up their performance massively. They want to stand a chance of getting anything from this football match.
Yeah, they were really poor against Leicester. So that has to be improved. And let's start then by looking at the lineups for tonight's game. As you mentioned, we are at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, so we will start with the host Tottenham. In goal, new signing Lisa Kopp started off her debut with a clean sheet, but, well, Tottenham are very lucky to come away with a 1-0 win in that game. It's a back four of Neville, Hunt, Bartrip and Amanda Nilden. In the pivot, it's new signing Josephine Rybrink alongside Meta Oros. Across the three, Raso, Martha Thomas and Naz Thomas playing a slightly different role just off of the striker, who is, of course, Beth England, the one shining light in an otherwise dire Tottenham side at the moment.
Yeah, very much so. There's a few changes between this side and the side that lost to Everton in the FA Cup in the midweek. It looks a little bit more similar to the side that just about beat Crystal Palace, but still no start for Olivia Holt despite her last-minute winner in that game against Crystal Palace. Another game where they weren't very good, but maybe with Rybrink coming in, they could look a little bit more solid. It's trying to pick out positives from what I feel is a really they're not bad players. They're just not playing very well.
Yeah, indeed. And let's move on then to the visitors, Manchester United. As you say, one of the informed sides of the season so far. In goal, Fallon Tullis joins the goalkeeper with the least goals conceded this season. Has had a very good campaign. A back four made up of Jade Riviere, Myla Tissier, Turner and Gabrielle George. In the pivot, it's Hinata Miyazawa, who we did a video on her excellence on Wednesday, and alongside Dominic Janssen. Then across the three, Bizetoon and Galton, and leading the line, Elizabeth Turland. A really strong United side. They've played very well recently, and they'll be hoping to keep the good times rolling.
Yeah, it's an unchanged 11, as you say, for that exact reason. They have been absolutely superb. It is impossible to drop anyone in that starting 11. They've played brilliantly over the last couple of weeks. They tore apart their Manchester rivals. They'll be annoyed to get knocked out of the League Cup, but they've looked really, really sharp. They've been beating teams easily in the last few weeks. They're 4 wins on the trot. They've only lost to Chelsea this season. Apart from that, they've been absolutely superb. So credit to United. They'll be fancying themselves for another win tonight. If they're ambitious, they could win big tonight, and that is worrying for Tottenham. But I think Mark Skinner and United will definitely feel like it's a possibility. An opportunity here to go 3 points clear of 3 points. I believe it's 3 points clear of Arsenal and 5 points clear of Manchester City. Huge opportunity for United to really open up that gap between them and the teams below them. So they'll want to take that, and they'll want to give themselves a bit of a buffer.
Yeah, but also, crucially, they could open up that gap to Brighton, which pretty much guarantees them being in top four. If they were to win today, they'd move from 9 points to 12 points ahead of Brighton. And at that point, that would feel insurmountable, you'd suggest. But even so, 5 points to Man City, at the rate we're going at the moment, it feels very difficult to see that being overturned. And United are in a position where they don't play Arsenal, Manchester City or Chelsea to the final 3 games. Now, obviously, that has its cons, because if they are in a position where they need points in the final 3 games, they may struggle to get them. But it has its positives that they could very well be second and guaranteed second going into those games. So they're in a really good position now. They've just got to keep the wins and the points ticking over. A couple of people in chat. Justin Williams, good to see you. Said hoping for a 2-goal and solid goalkeeping. That would be ideal from a Manchester United perspective. Masak Mera says, is it too much to expect Tottenham to beat Man United? I'll allow you to field that one, Harry.
If you'd asked me this question last season, I'd have said no. If you asked me this question this season, I have to say yes. I just think that the way Tottenham are playing right now, they're miles off Man United. There are so many levels between Tottenham's performance and Man United's performance right now. I just don't see that gap being bridged tonight at all. Tottenham really, really poor in the last few weeks, and it's the whole season really. And they've got very fortunate all campaign to get the victories. They were played off the park by Leicester, and even so. Yeah, we take those results in the recent weeks. They were well beaten by Everton in the FA Cup. They were very fortunate to take all 3 points away from that Crystal Palace match. A Olivia Holt 93rd minute free kick. They were played off the park by Leicester City, had one shot on target, and still won the game 1-0 through an own goal. Though that is the better representation of how poor they've been this season, despite the results. And I think that will get shown up tonight. And over the season, they will get shown up. They won't keep getting away with it. And that has been proven with, I think the Everton result was the biggest teller.
Yeah.
Tonight they could get really shown up by a Man United side who they've been ruthless this season so far.
Yeah, indeed. I was just enjoying the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It's all the advertising boards for promoting their dog group, Tottenham Hotspur, which I thought
is poor.
Yeah, exactly. Very, very good. Phil Lee says, good evening all. Good to see you, Phil. Thank you for tuning in once again. And Bernie Ray, good to see you as well. Says, hey, Jack and Harry, I wasn't with you for the Villa-Chelsea game. What were your thoughts? Chelsea were not at the usual level, I'd have to say. I don't think they played particularly well. I thought Villa set up very nicely. They will probably review it. We'll review it more tomorrow when we do our match day review, so look out for that. Match week review, so look out for that at 5 o'clock GMT or around then. But yeah, so look out for that tomorrow. In the meantime, Tottenham, Manchester United. You mentioned there you don't think there's any chance Tottenham win. But doesn't that feel like that's been every game for Tottenham this season? I mean, they won a game only a few weeks ago where they didn't have a shot on target.
Yeah, I mean, that is absurd. And I thought that is unheard of in football. It's a really bizarre circumstance because and this is where it's difficult for Villa harm is that your team keep winning but you're not playing well, so why would you change anything? But they have made a lot of signings. I think Rybrink coming in today is very interesting. The fact Olivia Holt still hasn't earned herself a start does surprise me slightly. When bar England, the front four have been really poor. So I am surprised to not see her play today. I don't know. I think that Tottenham have to change something. And Villaharm, because performance-wise, he should be under pressure because they have not played well enough in their matches. But overall, Tottenham are sixth right now. It's exactly where they finished last season. How could they complain at him for bringing this consistency?
Yeah, it's quite interesting. They've overperformed their expected goals this season. They only should have scored 15.2 according to the XG model, but they've scored 19 this season. However, they have drastically underperformed their XGA, the expected goals against, because they should have only conceded 17.8 and instead they've conceded 25. So they've been much better than they should be in attack because of Beth England.
Yeah.
And they've been much worse than they should be in defence because their defence hasn't been very good this season. Lots of individual errors. So in a sense, when I know the performances haven't been good whatsoever, and there have been some worries there, or at least you look at the Leicester game, you look at some of the games they've had this season, they've not played well. But the data shows that if they stop making individual errors, they'll probably be fine.
That is true. Maybe it's recent. Maybe just I'm taking the recent performances too much, but it's one of those where I know you can't just say, right, take Beth England's goals out of it. But if you do that, and they've scored, 9 as a team? Because she's on 7, I think. And it's an over-reliance that is incredible because they're not only relying on her to score goals, but they're relying on her to win them games because they're relying on Beth England to outscore the opposition, which is exactly, Palace game. That she scored a double, which then meant that Holt could come on and score the free kick and win the game. The Villa game, she scored a double in when they were outplayed. There's just been too many games where they've been outplayed, where they were maybe not necessarily outplayed, but when they've been the worst side, they haven't been the better side, and well like that, and they've still won the match. And obviously that happens in football. Don't get me wrong. Every now and again it does happen, but it shouldn't happen every week. At some point, they have to be the better team.
Yeah, there's only one player other than Beth England this season who has more than one goal.
Wow.
That is Evelina Simonen. She's got 2. That is it. Everyone else has 1, or anyone else who has scored has got 1. Beth England has 7. So a huge reliance, as you say, on Beth England to finish off chances. And and it's not even like it's just like she's the penalty taker. She scored 1 penalty. Simonen scored a penalty. That's it. She's an incredible player, but Tottenham would be absolutely nowhere without her, it feels.
Yeah. It's one of those now where, for Robert Villaharm, he's been here for 50 games. That's quite a while, to be fair. Else he joined start of last season. And last season, I will give credit to him. I think they played some really good matches. I think they deservedly finished in the top half. They played some really nice football. Clinton, England, Naz, Bizet, all balling out. I know they've lost Clinton and Bizet, but it's been a fall. It's weird because performance-wise, it's been a fall from grace. But the league standing has been exactly the same position. So, I mean, you can't argue the table sometimes.
Well, they're not going to get a trip to Wembley this year.
That is true.
We know that
it's probably better. But I think today, even whether they play well or badly, I still think that they'll struggle to beat a United side that have been superb, haven't they? And I mentioned Bizet there. She's been absolutely incredible this season in a United shirt. And Grace Clinton, the other one who played for Tottenham last season, is currently sitting on the bench because Ella Toone is playing some phenomenal stuff as well. And there's no one in the starting United 11 that you could drop. So I feel for Clinton, but overall, how could you take anyone out of this United side?
Well, with that said, let's get into some predictions then. If you're watching along, there's already some predictions in the live chat. They're getting there before us, but we will start here in the studio. Harry, you're refreshing yourself, ready to give a prediction. What are you going to go for?
I think it could get pretty ugly for Tottenham. It was 3-0 in the reverse fixture at the Leigh Sports Village, but United weren't playing as well as they are currently. I'm going to go for a 5-0 Manchester United win.
Absolutely stolen my prediction there, but I respect it.
I think it'll be a pretty convincing victory, and it'll really show Tottenham up. I will go goals from, I'll go a Toone brace, I'll go a Turlin goal, a Bizet goal, and then the 5th goal will be through Hinata Miyazawa.
Fair enough. If you're taking 5-0, I will go a slightly more modest 3-0 victory. I'm tempted to say 3-1 because I just think Beth England might score a goal.
She might.
But United are very good defensively. So I think in that regard, Tottenham will struggle to break down United tonight. United are such a good side defensively. Best defensive side in the WSL this season. So, yeah, you can't really argue with those statistics. Unless they concede tonight, they will still have less goals conceded than Chelsea, which is a phenomenal statistic to have at this stage in the season, especially when we consider the dominance Chelsea have had this season. So, yeah, I think this United side will win it fairly comfortably. I think it'll be goals. Ella Toone, absolutely phenomenal recently. I think she'll get a goal. I think Turland will. We saw in the reverse fixture the amount of space Bizet had just to cross the ball in, and the amount of space Turland had in the box just to head the ball in. So they'll just keep doing that a few times. And then I'm going to say Dominic Janssen as well was amongst the goals in the game against Liverpool just before the turn of the year, and I think she might be amongst the goals in the game today. I think there'll be a lot of space for them to exploit today in this Tottenham side, so I think they'll do that successfully. Some of the predictions in chat. Welcome to the stream, by the way. Ryan Chu with a classic high full stop. It's good to see you, Ryan. Burnley going 2-2, and Ella Toone brace, but then goals from England and Neville to peg it back. Phil going for a big win for United, 6-1. It's very polarising predictions there in the live chat. Stanley asking, where can I find the radio, the YouTube channel for this game? This is not on YouTube if you're in the UK. This game is on Sky Sports. If you can't find a way to watch it, you are more than welcome to join us for the game. So yeah, welcome to the show. And we are about to get underway here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And yeah, not an awful attendance from Tottenham.
So feel for them, Brian. Because I think they're in for a long night. If you're a Tottenham fan, if you're a United fan, I think it could be the same story that we've seen in the recent weeks.
Before kick-off, both sets of players taking a knee and a stand against all forms of discrimination. But now we can get underway with the football. It will be Tottenham and Man United odds to get us underway in this game. Once the referee is happy to proceed, she knocks it back and we're underway here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It's Tottenham versus Manchester United to cap off a wonderful day of WSL action. And, well, the ball is pinballing around at the moment as United try and break forwards. Oroz wins it back and now Tottenham will bring it the other way. Naz down the line gives England something to chase. Letitia covers ground well and shrugs her off of the ball and manages to win a throw there. Strong and assertive that from Maya Letitia early on.
Really good start. Skipper on skipper. And Letitia
Just gives her
having
no
none of it. And for good measure, it comes off England as she's falling over and goes out for a throw. Really good play from Letitia.
Yeah. Phenomenal player. And that was a little too aggressive on both accounts, seemingly. And Turland down with the injury. Team will put pressure on Lisa Kopp. Ref looked like she would give something there. Then there was a foul both ways and she decided just to play on. Turland is still on the deck, but United haven't kicked it out, so Tottenham under no prerogative to do so. Letitia, Miyazawa, United now will recycle possession.
Yeah, I didn't like that at all from, was it Bartrip or Hunt? I didn't quite see it was. Leading with the shoulder there to challenge with Turland. Just thumps into her. I don't like that kind of thing.
Hunt, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, it's no surprise. She's on 4 yellow cards already this season. If she gets booked tonight, she will be suspended for Tottenham's next fixture.
Letitia's was on the line, but that was shoulder to shoulder, and she knocked England to the floor. That was just led with the shoulder forwards. I'm surprised that went a free kick.
I wouldn't be surprised if Tottenham fans are hoping Hunt gets booked tonight, with Arsenal away being the game that's on the horizon. But hasn't had
Arsenal,
the best of starts to life.
Tottenham had a lot of defensive. They've got options. They've got Grant on the bench. They've got who's the other? I can't think of the other.
Amy James Turner.
Yeah, they
I
have.
think she may be out injured, to be fair.
They've got a few defenders on the bench though. I thought, but
Leanne Bueller.
yeah, there you go.
Leanne Bueller, sorry.
And that's what when you. I just feel like I don't know, but whoever they've played really, it just hasn't gone very well. I think there's been a bit of rotation between Grant and Nilden at left back, and that's just not ended it going well. Neither of them have really played well, and I think Bueller's looked better than Hunt, but Hunt's favoured tonight. I don't know. We'll wait and see how that ends up.
Yeah. Unlikely opinion, welcome to the stream. Says hello again. Fun fact, Chelsea scored as many goals against Barcelona in the last 4 years as Levante did last night. What a fun fact. But yeah, here is Bize. Looking now to create an opportunity. He manages to feed the ball through to Elatoon. That is into the gloves of Lisa Kopp regardless, but the flag does go up. Elatoon has just strode into an offside position there.
Yeah, just went too early. Didn't time it very well. This was Kopp getting away with one early doors. Turland putting the pressure on. That's what United do. They're press.
I was going to say, and Tottenham are the least press-resistant team in the WSL.
Yeah.
They just, any team puts any pressure on them. You look at Leicester. That's the last time I remember watching Tottenham properly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ball in behind now. Naz something to chase. Riviere will clean that up nicely, though. And that goes back to the goalkeeper. The ball goes long. Flick on from Turland. Doesn't quite come off. Turland versus Bartrip already seems to be a feisty one. I mean, as they both seem to be giving as good as they get at the moment.
Yeah.
It's just obviously when that sort of crosses the line, but I think as long as they're both going to be physical and the ref is happy to let that go, let it go.
Yeah. To be fair, this ref also let Katie Zellen play basketball, so let's see how that goes. Another dead.
I mean, I don't know how they've got away with that one. There we go. Lino's given that one.
Yeah.
Understandable.
What is going? I don't know what is going on between Bartrip and Turland. Whether they've got history or out. Yeah. Bartrip knocks it past her, just turns to stick the leg out.
Takes her out, yeah. And then for a moment, I thought they were just going to play on. But no, that was pulled back. Jorge Oliver Valenzuela. Love the name. Welcome to the stream. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Says Turner is very slow. Very bad. Fair enough. But I don't think she's worse than Hunt's been this season. So it's difficult to say. And she was quite a crucial part of the Tottenham side last season that were very successful. Miyazawa.
Yeah.
Now Millie Turner. Crossing out into Letitia.
I'm also intrigued to see how Rybreak fits in tonight.
Lovely ball from Maya Letitia, and that will give Jade Riviere something to chase. Can she look to cut the ball back now, Riviere? Does so. It's cleared away by Summonen, but only as far as Bizet. Bizet picks out Toon. Toon back to Riviere. Riviere looks to cross. Falls to Turland and she scores. Manchester United lead here. Tottenham 0, Manchester United 1. Elizabeth Turland. Once again, Tottenham don't defend the cross. And once again, Manchester United find Turland and find the back of the net from it. This time it's Jade Riviere with the delivery. Elizabeth Turland with a wonderful volley. And Tottenham down by a goal to nil after just 5 minutes.
Turland bags her third goal of the season against Tottenham. Really enjoying this opposition, and a lovely little celebration there.
That's in the penalty area.
Yeah, lovely celebration there between Bizet and Turland. Don't know what the piggyback thing is, but it was interesting. Riviere does the first cross, is dealt not great by Rybreak, just passes it straight back to Bizet. And again, recycled well. It's a good ball in from Riviere, and Ash Neville is nowhere near Elizabeth Turland, who just pokes it
I
home.
quite like this. So what they've done here is Goughton and Turland have swapped momentarily because they know that they're not going to cross it into Goughton.
Yeah.
So they let Goughton go on the tall players, and then they just leave Turland to go back post, where she will shrug Ash Neville off everything.
That is a really smart finish from Elizabeth Turland. And again, we said it could be a long night.
Now, looking to come back. Naz trying to take on Miyazawa. Does get passing out to Miyazawa. Miyazawa strong though in the challenge, and then Riviere helps her out. And United can look to come forwards here. Barchuk with another aggressive shove in there.
This has been such an aggressive game. I don't know have these two sides got some hit, or what's going on here?
Phil pointing out the same. Seems pretty personal between these two. I don't know what has happened between Bartrip and Turland, but feisty. I like it.
I can't remember anything happening. Oh, they go together.
Here we go.
I
don't know something happened when Turland was at Brighton. And there we go. Bartrip with another stupid challenge.
Bizet's fuming. I don't remember anything happening in the reverse fixture. I remember Turland heading.
Is Bartrip just the most devoted Man City or Liverpool fan ever?
Maybe.
That she's up against United and just has to smash into all of their players?
Maybe.
I don't know.
But we said it could be a long night for Tottenham. What a terrible start.
It's not going to be a long night for Bartrip. She'll be off in a minute.
Yeah.
And soon wins the ball back, and United coming forwards. Oldos misses the interception. Here's Bizet trying to get away from Bartrip. Riviere now. Loads of space and time to put the cross in. That is headed away. Turland charges into Claire Hunt. And now that's cleared away by Neville. Kept alive in there by Turner. Flicked on by Toon. Goughton tries to head it on. It's messy, but it will bumble out of play for a Tottenham goal kick. But this has been a feisty one to start. David Freire says Hunt and Grant's trajectory doesn't bode well for Australia's defence. No, not at all. You better hope Ellie Carpenter plays forever. And Justin says, Turner's not my preferred striker, but she keeps scoring. Who would you play up there, Williams? Justin? Because, I mean, I quite like Mallard up there, but I think Turland's one of the top strikers in WSL. A very good finisher. Yeah. Huge box presence as well. I saw it last season at Brighton. She managed to notch up an impressive tally playing for a side who weren't that good.
It's a grand. Just watching that finish back in, it is such a good finish. But yeah, I mean, I've never seen a football team give up so much space. I don't get how they do it. It just feels like Tottenham have got players nowhere.
Yeah.
Look at this. Look how many red shirts there are compared to white shirts in this area of the pitch. It's bizarre.
Yeah.
There's so much space out wide on the left-hand side, but in the middle of the pitch there's a massive gap. Where are Tottenham? Where are their players standing?
I don't know. Flat back four, and then two midfielders just sit in front of it, and they just sit in a six and just wait until it's their time to play some football.
And Raso and Naz come so narrow. Look where Naz is right now.
And now George bursting down this left-hand side. Raso putting a defensive shift, and now she can burst away from Gabrielle George. George getting back in and stopping Raso playing the forward pass. Really strong challenge that from Gabrielle George. Kai Vargas, welcome to the stream. Says, come on United. Love to see the passion in chat. Welcome to the stream.
Very good time to be a United fan. Very good time.
As long as you only like women's football.
Yes.
If you like men's football, probably not such a great time.
Polar opposite.
Yeah. But things do seem to be positive for Manchester United at the moment. In really, really strong form.
Mm.
And yeah, I think it's probably the best they've been since. I'd argue they're playing better now than when they ran Chelsea close a few years ago.
Yeah. The difference is Chelsea have got better.
Because I think at the time they were too reliant on Toon and Russo, which is understandable, they're brilliant players. But I think now they're defensively incredible. Really, really good side. And Earps as well. They were heavily reliant on Earps in that season.
Because even from a United point of view, even if they've beaten Chelsea this season, they'd still be 4 points behind them. United could, and then if they beat them again at the end of the season, it'd still be a point off them.
Well, yeah, if you think back to last season, where at this stage in the year, Chelsea had lost to Arsenal at the Emirates.
Yeah.
They had drawn with Manchester City at the Joey Stadium. If you take that into account and apply that to this season, then suddenly it looks like a title challenge.
Mm.
It's just that Chelsea have been all but flawless. And meanwhile, I think the only game that United should be frustrated by was the Villa game, because I thought they played really badly there and they only got a point from it.
Mm.
Whereas obviously that is opposition they would have hoped,
Yeah.
especially at the time when they weren't playing well under Depor. That's opposition they would have hoped to get more from.
Yeah. But yeah, apart from that, I think every one of United's results has been fair. Not the majority.
Yeah.
Well, it's been very scrappy. Since, apart from the goal, it's just been everyone just trying to kick each other. But there is a free kick here that United will try and do something from. There's a bit of pushing and shoving going on in the box. Honestly, I don't like.
If this isn't blown for a free kick or a penalty, I'll be shocked. Team puts it into the box. There's a Tottenham player on the deck, and
It's a head injury.
they do play on. The ref will now go and see if it's a head injury and does hold the game.
That's all right. Give it 5-10 seconds.
There's no way that whistle wasn't getting blown.
Yeah, it's Beth England.
England down after a collision in there.
You're right. You shouldn't. Who was it?
It was Bizet, the blocker.
Who nearly played dominoes and knocked England into Turland and Hunt. That's like Thomas.
Yeah.
He actually headed it in the way in the end. I don't like the whole the blocking and things. It goes on at court.
It's very difficult to police, isn't it?
Yeah. It's not really a foul because Bizet has just stood there. Not necessarily. You could argue she's just waiting for the ball to come in, or she's not going. But it's just weird. Anyway, England's back to her feet again. Just needed a moment.
England not happy that wasn't more harshly punished.
Yeah.
But yeah, with England in very good form, averaging a goal every 72 minutes at the moment, converting 33% of her shots, and overperforming her expected goals by almost 3.
It's absurd.
Yeah. Again, Tottenham are very lucky to have her.
Because even though she's not that extremely top level, Chelsea level, for example, she is still a quality player. And I think that any team outside the top 4 would be very happy to have her.
Yeah, if it weren't for the fact Chelsea had Pernilla Harder and Sam Kerr, they probably would have kept her. But obviously Beth England wanted to go and get more minutes of football. So you can understand her decision to leave. But she was a very talented and still is a very talented footballer.
And to be fair, apart from it, before this year, Tottenham probably were the joint best side outside the top 4. So it was a sensible move. It's just this season. They are still 6th. I say that because they're only a place off being outside the top 4. And if they win today, somehow they get a point from today, then they jump Brighton, which is absurd. Because they drew to Palace.
Philly says, didn't think I'd see Bizet as the movable object tonight. Yeah. Nothing can get past her.
There's going to be a red card in this game. Because it's just aggressive.
Match the feistiness. Oh, that's brilliant from Naz.
Someone's good. There you go.
And then Janssen brings her down. There's a free kick.
Different referee, and there'd be a guaranteed red card tonight. But I don't know. Kirsty Dow seems to be happy to let things run. Didn't let this run though.
But if he's let Bartrop be off by now.
Bartrop and Janssen will both be on a yellow card. And Turland. That's the difference.
And possibly Bizet for the block. Ball into the box from Tottenham, and that's a good claim from Tullis Joyce. She wanted to play it quickly, but the options weren't available, so she'll allow United to take their shape.
Yeah, bold, really good goalkeeping that. Just asserts herself.
And again, you look earlier where Kiara Keating
yeah.
got one massively wrong and it resulted in a goal. It's just polar opposites in confidence, in ability at the moment. You can see that Tullis Joyce just knows she's going to get there. She reads the flight of the ball well, judges it well, and she claims it without, too much fuss. As Keating comes out flapping at it, and you can tell she's nervous, just coming to claim a cross.
Yeah.
Which at this elite level, it is a problem.
Credit to Tottenham. They've responded well to the goal. But I think the game being feisty and being very aggressive and physical is suiting Tottenham more than it will suit Man United. Man United want to have a smooth, play some lovely football and score loads of goals.
It's
Tottenham
very stop-start.
Yeah.
And I know they've had some NFL games here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium before. But hopefully tonight doesn't have as many commercials.
Oh my day.
Turland almost picking up on that dodgy pass. Back, and now Tottenham can come forwards. Maita Oros. Simonen.
Rybrink.
Oh, yes, sorry. We're calling her Simonen all night.
I think an upgrade on Simonen, Rybrink. I think she's decent, very good, decent.
But it's interesting, isn't it? Because you look at the numbers, and Simonen's supposedly been one of their best players this season. She ranks highest for assists, second highest for goals this season in the Tottenham squad. Decent average rating, but I don't think she's played particularly well. And I think since they've taken Artonen, Simonen, and Drew Spence all out of the team, it seems to be better the midfield, which is weird because those three on rotation were such a strong midfield last season. But this season just hasn't worked. I think Maita Oros, since coming in, she played really well in that Leicester game, despite the fact that the rest of the team were rubbish. And she looks decent again tonight. A really tidy, really technically gifted player. But again, she was brought in as a creator, and that's not really been the role she's played.
No. I don't like this whole Thomas and England thing that's going on.
I just play the strikers up front, personally.
Either play them as a two, or bring them. They went out and signed an attacking midfielder. And I think Olivia Holt scored a free kick. He's already proven to be a good player. Stop forcing Marta Thomas to play in the 10. She's not a 10. She's a number 9. Just accept that you can't. It's like when United were trying to force Toon and Clinton to the same team. Just accept you can't. Rotate England and Thomas.
I wouldn't be surprised if they do try that again, United.
Well, Skinner seems reluctant. I thought he would. This would win the game because they're both fully fit for this one.
Yeah.
So credit to him. He hasn't done that. But yeah.
But equally, Gouton's in great form. I think if Gouton's form slips, he'll put one of them on the wing again.
Maybe.
But then again, at the start of the season, what they were doing was building up with a back three by inverting the right back and sending the left back forwards because they were playing like Gouton there. But now that Riviere's there, and Riviere's going to push high, it'll be George that sits deeper. So the left winger really does need to be able to hold the width. Equally, George does get forward at times. We're seeing now that Miyazawa's dropped into a right back type position to allow Riviere to hold the width, which isn't too uncommon. But there is a fair bit of fluidity and positional play in this United system.
Tell them just throw Bartram on the floor again. It's incredible.
Those are just having a little smackdown live.
Yeah. Forget what anyone else going. Let's just put in a ring.
Billy says United have done an amazing job replacing players recently. Like who, Phil? Give us some examples. Because I think their recruitment hasn't been great, but I am willing to hear you out. Toon tries to take game. It's blocked. She claims a handball, but that is quickly waved away by the referee.
I think they've done well with the investment that they've had. Well, lack of investment that they've had. To go pick up Bizet and Janssen. I think they did well.
Yeah. I think they were fortunate that Tyler Strauss has settled as well as she has because they didn't replace Mary Earps.
That's a great ball. Oh, terrible,
Skinner's
yeah.
done some brilliant coaching to make Mia's R work because, again, they didn't replace that. They lost Nalsund and Zellum, and they bought a centre-back and a defensive midfielder with very little senior football to replace them, which was, so Man United. They didn't replace Russo for a year. I guess they did. I guess Jose was that replacement. It was just a terrible replacement. Completely different mold of player. But yeah. But Phil says, turn for Russo, PTJ for Bizet for Garcia. Yeah, Bizet for Garcia is a good one, to be fair. That was a very good signing. I'll give you that. But yeah.
I was hoping United were going to be knocking the ball around and playing some 5-star football by this point in the match, but it's just not materialised.
And that's been a little bit stop-start for my liking.
Yeah, they seem to have got their goal and they're happy because Tottenham aren't laying a finger on them, to be honest.
No, they try and play out and it doesn't really work. And then, look at that. If VSR just stood still rather than slipping to slide tackle that ball forwards.
Again, Lisa Kopp just plays it straight to a red shirt.
Turland wins the header. Bizet would be lucky to get there. Stuck her leg out and Nilden comes away with it. And she'll lift that in behind. There's a chance now for Hayley Raso. In on goal. Raso takes it past George. And that is a wayward shot from Hayley Raso. Just rushed that one.
It's a shot.
It's got to be on target.
It has. It's a brilliant run. She does so well to run across George, get in behind.
Like here, now you open up your body and strike across it. But instead she just...
I don't know what she's tried to do. Where is that going?
She tries to hit it. She doesn't really set herself nicely at all.
Because she's going
to wrap her foot around the ball.
Yeah.
She just hits it.
You're not going to curl that far corner like that.
No.
Yeah, you're right. She has just kicked the ball. Which realistically in the WSL you just can't do.
No, she sort of just sliced it the other way. She needs to get her foot around it and wrap it towards goal.
I've been disappointed with Raso. I thought she'd have come in and done much better.
I think the problem is you've got Jess Naz and Raso are completely different stylistic fits to the players they're trying to replace, but the system hasn't changed. So you've got Bizet and Clinton, who are both very good ball progressors, very creative players, very hard-working, whereas you've got Naz, who's very quick, but I think ball retention isn't great. Technically, I still think there's some big flaws there. And Raso, who this is a fantastic dribble, and she picks out England nicely, and I think there are glimpses of that, but we've not seen it enough. And I do wonder if she is just a little past her best.
Naz had a stellar season last campaign. That's just all just disappeared.
There's a reason that Real Madrid didn't want to keep Raso on.
Yeah.
Here's Hunter, and we'll keep the pressure on.
Yeah, it feels like... I think the signings they made in January don't make this point, but the other deals do feel like they just go and pick up the scraps that people don't want. And in Beth England, it worked superbly, and they got a very good player. But for the likes of Hunt and for the likes of Raso, it just hasn't worked out, really.
Yeah.
I think they've done better in January. They've made some really good signings. I think Rybrink will be a decent addition. I think they need to start Olivia Holt. I'm not sure why. They again just drop Thomas and play You went out and bought an attack midfielder. She scored in her first appearance, and that's not a good tackle.
No way near the ball there, Ross. So no way she gets away with this without a card. Surely
that is not a good tackle. That has to be a yellow card, and it will be. Yeah. Raso will take on no complaints. That's a bad tackle.
Absolutely.
It's unnecessary as well. It's stupid.
If anything, she's lucky. That's not worse.
How high is it?
It's low.
No, it's low. Yeah, she gets away with that. It looked like
she's from behind, and she's not challenging for that ball.
That's not a good tackle.
It's really not. If she's any higher, that's a
because it's
real
fast. It's fast and it's from behind. If that's on the ankle or the calf, then she's gone.
And it's such a pointless tackle.
Yeah.
And now her and Naz are linking arms, and they're being caught out in the wall, probably because they're linking arms, and the ref has decided to let Tottenham off there. I don't think she'd blown the whistle. I think that's what she's saying now. United have played it too quickly. But they smashed that routine. I don't know why.
Naz was still doing the hokey cokey and asking Cotwell shots. Why does it? They're not going to shoot. Why is Cotwell organising that wall from 30 yards away?
You want someone in the wall because it will prevent the ball, but you only need one. Galton takes aim. It's blocked, and that will be a United corner.
Yeah, why would the goalkeeper? Because they're not going to shoot. It's not like a free.
They have the angle, so where they don't want that ball to be played. But they don't. I don't know why they need two players there,
No.
or why they're linking arms.
No. The whole point was that Raso had faced the ball while Naz.
Why they're skipping in Kumbaya.
Yeah, just dragging her along the place.
Yeah.
That's when Raso trying to deal with the short break, and Naz is dragging her the other way.
Yeah, like they're conjoined twins. Just now, Bartolin can't react. There's a foul in the box anyway.
I think he's going to found the box every time the ball's been put in the box.
Phil says, Raso seems a bit like Jay said to me, plenty of ability, but never actually achieved much. I think that's harsh on Raso, if I'm honest. I think if you think back to when she was at Manchester City, yeah, I know she didn't achieve much, but there was a lot of quality there. The United player was the one that's fouled there, no?
I don't know.
If anyone,
that's
not a free kick to Tottenham.
No, that's a penalty.
It's not a pen, but if there's a foul there, it's on the top. It's on the United player.
She saw me turning it, pushed over, and got that's a Tottenham free kick.
But I think Raso's a quality player. She just hasn't shown enough. There's no consistency. Here's Naz. And I don't think I've seen enough from Naz this season. This is the season where,
really poor.
Bize and Clinton are stepping out of the light. Yeah. This was her chance to come out of the shadow and really be the star for this Tottenham side. And instead, she's just not stepped up. Brilliant from Oros to win that back part of the pitch. Now, Raso, time to have a shot. She does have a shot, but it's saved well by Tullis Joyce. Well struck, though, by Raso.
Yeah, better. Well won back half the pitch from Oros. It's like, oh my God, put Oros higher and she might win the ball back and create things. Who would have thought that one, eh?
We've got an attack midfielder from Real Madrid. Where should we put her?
They've signed
defence midfield.
Oros to put her assigned two attack midfielders. One is playing defence midfield and one is on the bench because they want to put Mark Thomas there. It's just basics from Villarreal.
Alex says, how do you feel for Grace benched every game from Mr. Skinner? Well, he's been benched recently. She's been benched recently, hasn't she, Grace Clinton? But I think overall she had a really good season. The problem is her and Toon play the exact same position. And I just don't think they can coexist. I think we have the same problem at England. I think they play the same position.
Yeah. So
I think it's really difficult to make them both. I mean, I get you could possibly play one on the left wing, but I don't get why you shoehorn that. I think Galton's been so good this season. He now admits his art takes aim, blocked well by Bartra.
Well, I say it's a hard one, and especially for Clinton, because she can't really argue against it. Because A, Toon's been undroppable, but also B, the thing is, I think Grace Clinton's a quality player, but she will have to rotate with someone at any top club she goes to, and she shouldn't take the step down because she is a top player. I just think that.
That is the tough situation, isn't it? Because you look at the top four teams, does she start in the City midfield? Probably not. It's close between her and Park, but given how good Park's been this season, probably not. Does she start for Arsenal? Arguably, Arsenal's the one she does.
Yeah, but I think with Marnham, the season if you base it on
But Marnham's had some really poor performances.
She has.
She's been good in front of goal, but her overall play isn't great, and they have no intention of ever playing Kafaji, so I think that could be an opportunity.
Could they even play Clinton in the Caldente role that we've seen her play this season?
Slightly deeper?
Yeah.
Possibly. But no, I think she would probably start at Arsenal. She obviously doesn't start at Chelsea, but she would be a fantastic rotation option.
I don't think she'd want to leave England. The country.
Yeah, no, the national. She's playing for Wales now. No, and I don't really see where. I think it depends what the option is, but does she start at Bayern? Possibly.
Have Leon got?
But only because all their midfielders are injured. Yet? No, Leon could be a nice option.
But is she that?
Would they recruit Grace Clinton? I'm not sure.
Not their kind of. Doesn't feel like a Michelle Kang signing.
No, she wouldn't cost enough.
Exactly.
And all the money.
And she wouldn't want to give it to mate. Oh,
just barging apart. Oh, Plays it across, and I thought they were on for another own goal from Claire Hunt, but she put it out of play this time.
That had Bartlett giving her a penalty written all over it, then had Claire Hunt sticking it in her own net written all over it. Really good from Turlin. Lets the ball do the work. Bartlett gets 2 drawn in to trying to thump her out the way.
Yeah.
Looks like she's going to go a penalty. It's a really good ball across the box from Turland, and Hunt, well, nearly turns it in her own net. It is good defending.
It's just worrying after what we've seen from most of this season. Sapphire says, I hope United get top 3. I want to see them in the UWCL. 100%. United played really, really well this season. Again, I've analysed a fair whack of United. Big fan of how they're set up.
Yeah. And if City finish outside the top 3, that's going to be a fire sale at the Etihad. So get down there.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be top players on the market.
I think that's going to be it will be really interesting.
Because would they leave? Will the likes of Shaw and Hemp leave? Surely.
No.
No?
But I don't think Shaw and Hemp would. It's going to be more because they're on decent length contracts, and I guess the problem with both of them is it's going to cost an awful lot of money to get them out of their contracts.
That is true.
Because there's very few suitors for Khadija Shaw.
And to be fair, if they do fish outside Europe and don't win a trophy, I'd be surprised if Gareth Taylor was still in a job.
Unless, Washington Spirit sell Smith,
I guess. Yes.
Then suddenly £1 million becomes available.
Like, oh, hello,
and
Shaw.
you go, yeah. Oh, no, sorry, she's not Sophia Smith anymore, is she?
Oh,
it's sort of because she's just married, so it's supposed to be.
There's been a lot of.
But to be honest, if someone goes to me, "Oh, we're getting Sophia Wilson," I'm not excited. If someone says Sophia Smith, So I think it will be.
UWCL weddings recently. That's what you SWNT weddings recently.
Yeah.
I think I saw a couple of other players from the national team got married. So it's because they've all hit the off season, so they've all just gone and got married.
I can't understand why you would. I get the whole thing behind taking your partner's name, but I think if you are the bigger celebrity, do you not want to keep your name? I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
But that's me personally. But
it's a problem I'll never have.
Obviously.
Because I'm not an incredible striker for the US national team. Oh,
really?
Neville's had a shocker and Galton's
now
in.
for Galton. Cuts it back. Looks for Toon. Strike now from Janssen, and it's blocked, and that's out of play. For a United corner. Good. Yeah, Alex says, no, Leon have Van der Donk, Horan, and many more. Yeah, but isn't Van der Donk retiring soon, or is that only from Dutch national team? But she's fairly old. Horan's aging now and has started to decline.
Yeah.
So Leon have got to think about what they're doing in that midfield, and they need to stop just signing loads of strikers.
They'll probably throw £500,000 at someone and just go, here we go. That's the job done.
And they do need to stop just signing all of the strikers that PSG have.
United just playing rebound. They just keep shooting from range, and it just keeps. And they're getting.
Or apart from Dominic Janssen.
They get closer and closer to the goal.
Marlon asks, who is Chelsea's next WSL game? That's a very good question. Obviously, it's FA Cup this weekend. Chelsea have West Ham United. The next game is West Ham in the midweek League Cup. Yes. Everton in the FA Cup. Then Everton in the league.
Oh, that again.
Yeah.
What is going to get on this cup draw where teams playing each other back to back?
Honestly, it's all that's happened this year. We've got Arsenal Man City again on Thursday.
City have only played 3 teams.
Just watched West Ham Liverpool twice. Man United, Man City earlier on were twice in a row. Yeah. Just the draw has fallen horribly every time.
Bartlett and Turland in the corner, they're both on the floor again. That's a. What are they helping each other up for? I don't get this. So Turland just throws on the floor and just jumps
in.
Just falls on it. Tries to get the ball in play, to be fair. Rate the commitment.
So Chelsea's next WSL game is Everton. That's the 16th of February. Alex asks, Gabby George can make the Euros besides Neve with her performances. What is the backup? That left back.
I think who else would be my argument.
Yeah, Daly's now retired from internationals, isn't she? Oh, she's been retired for a few years.
She wouldn't play a left back now.
No.
She's now an attacking midfielder. But yeah, I think it'd be. I don't really see who else in that conversation. Obviously, Jess Carter's played a lot of minutes there, but I don't think she's at the top. Euro winning quality.
No, I don't. But I think she'll probably get called out.
Probably because she's the versatility massively helps her.
Yeah.
Oh, that's now a blind pass.
Scafton almost gets there. But then they play a fantastic pass from Lisa Cop into Naz.
And then Naz just gives it back to... Oh, what's the point? Oh, Tottenham are just... They frustrate me to watch.
They've not been too bad today compared to how they... Like the Leicester game I remember watching recently. That was just such a poor performance. They barely did anything all game.
Genuinely awful. They're still in this football match. I don't think Skinner or United will be happy with how this half's played out. There's another Tottenham player on the floor. Here's Leigh-Galton though. Goes to Toon. Toon has a go. Oh God!
Looked like I thought it was gonna be.
Looked like it was going to keep going wide, and then eventually managed to hit the post. What an effort from Ella Toon. Again, poor. Tottenham lose it in their own half. Played across a Toon on the lean. Oh, hit that so well. I mean, again, it's just too easy. Oh, Cop left it. Risky.
Yeah.
Not a bad effort.
Barry says, what other WSL Warsaw content do you guys watch? Not as much as I should, really. But Shadow Football, anything he uploads, on that instantly. Because his stuff is quality. He recently did a video on Yu Hasegawa. Highly recommend that. And he's someone we want to collab with, so go and leave a positive comment, and maybe we'll collab with him. But, so he's definitely one. In terms of other creators... There's some good shows out there. A lot of it is just, yeah. A lot of it, I find a lot of the podcasts are, you need to sort of be listening every week. I prefer videos that I can sort of dip in and out of.
There's also a lot of similar podcasts.
Yeah.
Here's an ex-player.
There are a lot of
another ex-player
podcast.
Yeah. But it's saving all football, really.
Oh, yeah.
Here's an ex-player talking to an ex-player. Here's an angry person that just shouts at the TV.
Yeah, no, we haven't got Mark Goldbridge yet at the women's game.
We haven't got either of them. We haven't got... as ourselves as well, we haven't got someone who shouts at the TV or an ex... We need to get an ex-player on.
Yeah.
That was cool.
I'd love it. Gabriel George goes back to the goalkeeper. Talis Joyce, now United can play out. Ball goes long, headed back the other way by Hunt. I have to say, Hunt has been quite good tonight.
Yeah.
I'm usually her harshest critic because I think her performances this season haven't been up to scratch, but I think she's looked assured tonight. I'm loving Miyazawa, by the way, dropping into these wide areas to receive the ball. Big fan of that. That's a decent ball from Riviere, right sort of area. She didn't quite come off.
Tottenham defended well, and they deserve to beat. The problem is, it just feels like they've been a couple moments away from being 5-0 down. So they're deservedly, just managing in this game.
Ben, I'll post the same question to everyone in chat. What other WSL content or women's football content do you guys watch? Let us know. Give us some suggestions. Here is Toon trying to come forwards. It's a weird one, that. She poked the ball forwards, then Neville just sort of ran over her body, sliding and fell over.
It looked like Toon just took her out, but
Toon made the tackle before Neville got there.
Oh, what has happened there? Something's happened with it. Hunt and Turner just come together. I do not. This game has been so bizarre.
That's just genuinely scrapped tonight.
Hunt knocks the ball out of the goalkeeper. Turner comes charging out and just falls over. What else happened? Now she's fallen over by herself. Slipped over.
Hunt. Ryebrink debut. What are our thoughts? Or at least WSL debut. I think. Did she play Everton in the week?
No.
No. Okay,
She's looked tidy. It's hard.
I don't know why their midfielders are on top of each other.
No, that is a problem. That is something they need to have a chat about.
Probably. So Raso's super narrow at the moment, so don't have much width on the right hand side. And the problem is Martin Thomas. I don't think it works positionally.
Thomas, Oroz, and Ryebrink just stood on top of each other.
I think I'm very similar positions.
Well, this is good. No, but there's no one there to back it either.
Soon brings it down well. Ryebrink brings her down well. That'd be United free kick.
It's been okay from Ryebrink. I don't think she's done anything spectacular, but it'd be very hard to do that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, not too bad. Tottenham overall have looked better. I think United haven't kicked into their top gear yet, which is why this game is only 1-0.
What's that about Jeremy Clarkson? Wee. It's me as well.
I think the Man City Arsenal stream took all the action for the rest of today's games.
Well, no, it happened in the games we didn't watch.
That is
That's
true.
right.
Kelly Godwin masterclass.
Bearing in on goal. Cuts
Oh.
in, looking to try and have a shot. She's got Riviere up in
They've
support.
got a hit on the volley.
She'll use Riviere. Ball in towards the back post where Turlan's waiting to volley. Gets that one all wrong though. Stops the ball completely dead. And now Tottenham will look to break. Rasa wants to take on George. George just makes it out of play.
Yeah, Turlan will be frustrated about that.
Ben says, I watch Shadow Football too. He's quite funny and knows a lot. I watch Ian Wright's podcast most of the time, and I watch the Londoners Blue podcast. I'll tune into any WSL podcast if I'm on the run. Fair enough. On a run, sorry. On the run makes it sound like I constantly got diarrhea. But
I'm a convict.
Yeah. Either or. If I've got the run, so I'm on the run.
On the run. Oh, no,
just brought down Letitia there. But yeah, fair enough. I saw we had loads of people, because you can see on YouTube where people are like what videos people are watching and then clicking on yours. So how our channel's being found, and loads were coming from the Ian Wright podcast. So.
It's quite new, isn't it? I think he started out recently.
Fairly new, I think. Yeah, he's been very heavily involved in the women's game, and I think that support for the women's game is brilliant from someone like him who holds such prestige and authority.
He's a massive as well. He's probably one of the only pundits in the men's game that people actually like as well.
Yeah, it helps. That's the thing. It helps. He's super likable, but also it makes sense. He's super likable. Someone like Rio Ferdinand or Steve McManaman aren't going to be the kind of people that would be hugely supportive of the women's game. That's part of why people don't like them.
I'm not having that.
Yeah, exactly. The Farah and Asante pod is okay too. All right, thank you, Phil.
Oh yeah, I think I've seen that one as well.
Sapphire says I like Into the Channel a lot. I think I have heard that.
What's the one with like knobs? Is that, I think that's the Asante and Farah one. They have like Jordan Knobs on and all that. I don't know.
Yeah. I think that is the Asante and Farah one.
Yeah. United got stuck at times tonight. Like this.
So, well, Tottenham are playing a very low block. England's their highest player and she's still on the edge of their penalty area there. So where are they supposed to go? They're just waiting for the gaps to appear. This is one thing. I think United sat really well against top teams. I do still have some fears over their ability to break down low blocks, but most of the time they've got the individual quality to find a way through.
I don't get how Turns actually get there.
Ball in, doesn't quite come to anything. George will try and keep us alive, but Raso will try and poke it round her. Raso's tried that every time tonight. When she gets the ball, she tries to knock it around George. The problem is she's not outpacing her.
No.
And again, it feels like there's so many players who are over-reliant on their pace at a young age. At least in the women's game, we're getting a lot of players now who are hitting their 30s, and the drop-off is because they have lost a yard.
Yeah.
They're not quite as quick. I think this, Lucy Bronze is another one who, I think she's been much better than I thought she would be at Chelsea. I think she, her game's improved massively. But, another player who really struggled because her pace dropped off, and suddenly that's a huge part of her game gone.
Yeah.
I think that seems to be the case with Rasa. She's trying to take players on, but can't get around them. Bottled water really is catching on in the WSL. Those like recyclable bottles. I saw Taylor with one earlier. Now Skinner's got one.
Yeah.
Billy says, "Right, he was my hero as a kid. Probably showing my age." Yeah, I mean, I've never. Ian Wright was retired before I was born, but no, he wasn't. He would have had a few. Actually, it would have been close. Let's have a look. But watching back clips, what a fantastic player. And his autobiography is very good. To hear about him, coming from poverty and having to work to get to where he is.
Nice bloke as well. I liked seeing that video of when they reunited him with like his old school teacher that he thought was dead. And it's really good.
He retired, well before I was born, 2000. 6 years before
Turlan's really good. Oh my,
just wide.
Mitch kicks it.
She's had a few of those tonight. It's a very weird performance from Turner. A really well taken goal, really composed finish, and then everything else
Keeps
has
kicking the
been
ground.
completely uncomposed.
Fighting bar trip and just kicking the floor.
Constantly feels like she's doing everything on the turn or on the
Yeah.
spin or while falling over. It's just, I don't know what's going on tonight.
So how can a player can go from such a classy and smart and composed finish to just keep kicking her own feet?
Or bar trip.
Just kick bar trip more than just kick the football.
But,
Oh, Galton, superb. Skips past.
Headed away well. It's going to fall in there for Ella Toon, who will strike it, but it's blocked well by Maita Oroz.
Oh,
and now, Naz looks to break there, but Riviere gets the tackle in a minute of additional time in this first half. Bernie says Farah and Anita is good. Wish it was longer though. Yeah, fair point. But yeah, Tottenham in possession now, and Nilden. England, they're trying to win the header. Gets nudged off the ball by Bees. Free kick given the other way.
Bit late.
Yeah, once Bees had driven away with the ball, the ref must probably pull that up.
Bees ran off.
And that will pretty much kill off this half. What a strange first half.
You know when there's 1 minute of added time, it's not been a spectacular first 45.
Yeah.
Had the same earlier in Villa Chelsea. But at least that was more of a tactical battle, whereas this has just been who can kick each other the hardest. And Turner scored a goal early on. Deep free kick, going to be smashed in by Bartrip.
And that is headed away. And then cleared away by Galton. And that will bring an end to the first half here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Tottenham 0, Manchester United 1, the only goal of the game so far. An exquisite volley by Elizabeth Turland. But that is all she wrote for the first 45 minutes. Tottenham unable to really offer anything in terms of threat. United too busy trying to fight the Tottenham defenders to push on for further goals. But at the break, it's Tottenham 0, Man United 1.
Yes, a first half that probably could have... If you'd ended it at 5 minutes, after that first 5 minutes, then you wouldn't have missed anything.
Yeah.
It was just very feisty, very aggressive. A couple of opportunities in there for United, but, you know...
A lot of opportunities,
They kept scuffing it.
This is the thing. 10 shots for Manchester United.
When?
They put 1 on target.
Christ.
If they start hitting the target, they'll score goals. They put 1 on target, it's gone in. Tottenham had as many shots on target, but they've only had 2 shots in the game.
And that sounds like
the possession isn't massively different. 55% for United, 45% for Tottenham. But United have had 10 shots with it. Tottenham have had only 2. But I guess when you look at where the passes are coming for these teams, Tottenham have only made 26 passes in the opposition half. United have made 85. So while the difference, the possession is marginal, while the passings are marginal, there's only 40 in there. Tottenham aren't playing any passes in United's half because they're just stuck in their own half. Everything's happened in that Tottenham half.
It's been better from Tottenham. I think that's fair to say. But as I said during the first half, if United were in top gear and they were being as clinical as possible, they could be 4 or 5-0 up in this match. But there's been a lot of pot shots, been a lot of shots from range, a lot of scuffed efforts. If United can be a little bit more clinical, they will run away with this game. But they haven't ran away with it. It is still open, and with Tottenham being somewhat competitive, there's a chance once again that they could get something from a game when they haven't been the better side.
Yeah.
And it's a story of their season, but I do think that if United have another 10 shots in the second half, they'll put more than 1 on target. Surely. If they don't, that'll be a miracle.
Sapphire asks, how long have you guys been watching women's football? Casually, probably like 2019-ish, like following Chelsea.
Yeah.
And then after the Euros.
It was just after the weird COVID season was when I first kind of kept tabs on it. Because you say, with the Euros, that just watch every minute, really.
Watch all the Euros, and then since then... Because we had a year then where we watched a bit, and then we started the channel in the season after that, after the World Cup.
Yes, the last campaign.
Yeah, started last season. So, and since then, I haven't missed a minute of WSL action.
No.
Can't afford to, with the weekly reviews and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's been it's I mean, there's a lot of people that will have been watching the game a lot longer than us. There's
Yeah.
still a lot that we have to learn and stuff like that. But I think we've done a good job to catch up in 2 years. So yeah,
But I think it's evolving, and that's why it's good to have different. It's good because obviously you've got a lot of people joining who are joining now, and who will join over the next couple. I think it's good. It will grow, keep growing and keep growing.
yeah,
But yes, I think you do. You have got a real mix in the women's game of fans who have watched it from the start, and then fans who have only just got into it, and then fans who have kind of come across from the men's game into the women's game. So you've got kind of got 3 brackets of fan bases, which has obviously overall it's been really positive. I think there have been some elements of the game obviously there's a few crossed wires there, but overall it's been really, really positive.
yeah, I think there is still a huge room for growth, and I think it will be interesting to see how the game grows, because I think we are at a sort of crossroads where it's like, well, does like the over terms of how they market the sport and how they try and promote the sport, because it's men's football but just it's women playing it, in which case you want to appeal to football fans, or is it a very new market? Is it very it's something you can come and do with your friends, it's a social event type thing? Because I think it does feel like they're trying to do both, and maybe that is maybe an option, that it is a very broad sport and a lot of different people are into it. But I think it does create a weird atmosphere at the games where some people are just there because they want to do something with their friends, they want to go and support the women's team, and some people are there because they're actually like fans and they care and they want to get involved with the chants. I think that it'll be interesting to see how it evolves. I'm hoping a lot of the fans who sort of join because of the social aspect will understand football culture over time. Yeah, and I think that football culture will come into the game. Obviously, there's elements of men's football culture we don't want to come across, and I don't think they will, because of the nature of the women's game.
Yeah,
but I think there is still some way to go to reach that sort of culture. I think there has been improvements. I think Arsenal-Chelsea's rivalry is showing that, but equally, we were at Stamford Bridge on Sunday, for the game, and while there are people who will get involved, there's so many people that won't, in terms of the chants and stuff. And I know people may not know the song stuff, but there are some of them that are simple. Like if you've been there if you watch the first half, you should be able to get involved with some of the chants by the second half.
Yeah, it's about finding a happy middle, because you say there's elements you don't want, but I think there's certain aspects that I think I get the because I know there's a lot of people who will be Chelsea fans, but they'll like all the Arsenal players, and while I understand that from an England point of view, I think because I think Russo, when they're in an England shirt, I think Russo's a phenomenal player. I think Williamson's a really good centre half, but from a Chelsea point of view, as soon as they put an Arsenal shirt on, I don't really care who.
Yeah,
I think that I think this needs to be the best. The best world of it will be a happy balance between the two. That bit of the rivalries have a bit of extra, the bit of not hostility, not fighting or aggressiveness, but just that little bit more bite, but also keeping the kind of very friendly atmosphere. So, but you're saying you want the aggressive derby day during the game, but as soon as the game's over, you want that's the bit you don't. Because I feel like with men's foot especially, the actual during the game bit, I get that it's a big derby, but it's the bit that happens after the game. Is you don't want the bits that go onto social media, or the abuse that happens after the games. So you kind of want to keep that very nice, very respectful off the pitch stuff. But when the games are on, the games are on.
Yeah.
But it's also with the marketing point, it's about being smart with it. Like even you watch this game tonight with Tottenham, they've sold out the lower of the camera side. On the far side, they've sold out most of it, but there are some missing seats. But then for some reason, behind the goal, they've also got people in there, but that's like a half-empty stand. Be smart about it. Try and fill as much stadium as possible. So surely you wouldn't start. You either put everyone behind the goal, which you think they would, because it's a get behind the goal, support your team, or you put everyone in that one stand and you've got a nice full stand there, rather than it looking patchy because you've decided to put people in different areas.
Yeah. So many comments, by the way. Bernie asked a good question, asking about who was the first women's footballer you saw and liked, and who got you into the game, or who are your Woso goats. I'm enjoying reading through them, like Philly talking about Alex Pop and Alex G, also talking about Alexander Pop. Bernie talking about Megan Rapinoe and Alex Morgan. Phil talking about Kelly Smith, Farrah Williams. Some fantastic names on here. I mean, who would yours be?
Oh, I think this is. I think I'd look. I mean, Wendy Renard would always be an icon, an absolute legend. I think Steph Horton is another one, because that was kind of. I think when we first started watching, that was kind of her prime.
I remember watching
years.
England at the
2019
World Cup, and she was one of the more recognisable players. I quite like Lika Mertens. I always thought she was a very talented player. For me, it would also be the Chelsea lot. So Guro Reitens, Sam Kerr,
Frank Kirby at prime.
Obviously Frank Kirby. Even Frank Kirby now.
Oh yeah, I still love Frank
Wembley
Kirby.
when she came on. We're chanting Super Fran when she came on. Absolutely loved that. But again, that's the sort of thing where you want more people to get involved. I understand Wembley's different because I mean even men's games at Wembley can be a bit naff, but yeah, that's the sort of thing where you want people to join in with that. And there were people around us that were turning around and appreciating, but it's all get involved. That's the thing. I think more people just need to not worry how people might see them, but I get that is tough. Jorge's still not happy about United. Trendy Replica says, looking at this United team, where do you think they need to find an upgrade? Alex G said Turner is not high end, and some defensive players like Sam Coffey would be useful. Turland's not high end. That's an interesting comment, isn't it? Because how far is she off? So if we're considering best strikers in the world, you've got to have in that conversation Ava Payor, Khadija Shaw. I think in terms of WSL, Russo's up there. Sam Kerr for the best in the world. Ramirez. How far is she off that bracket? I don't think it's, miles and miles. And who would United bring in that does close much that bracket? Because they're not signing those 5.
I think it's one of those where on her day she is in that bracket. The one thing that she lacks compared to all those other strikers is the consistency. It's something that Russo lacked a couple years ago, but it's something she's brought into her game. Look at this season. Her consistency is an all-time high. Khadija Shaw has been uber consistent for her whole career, just keeps scoring loads of goals. Again, Sam Kerr will deliver every single week, and that's what top strikers do. I think that's where Turland's missing.
Yeah.
And she had a good season last year, but that was a bit of a kind of not one season wonder because she's still a top player, but just one really good patch of form. Can she start to... the question for Turland now is to bridge that gap to being a world-class top striker, can she start to be consistent year on year on year? And she's got plenty of time to.
Yeah. I'd agree with the defensive midfielder assessment, though. I think they could do with someone. I'd probably say someone like Teresa Abelera.
Yeah.
But then I think it's well documented how highly I rate Abelera on this channel. But Sam Coffey's also could be a useful addition. I know when it was discussed her coming to Chelsea, that wouldn't be a move I'd be massively a fan of. But I think for the level United are at, that would be a very useful signing. I think in terms of having a midfielder who is very defensive, Coffey does do that very nicely. So I think if you are going to have a midfield with her, and if it's someone like Miyazawa who wants to carry that ball forward, he's very aggressive, very attacking, I think that can work quite nicely. That is a nice balance. So yeah, I think in terms of having something like similar to Dominic Janssen, if that is what Skinner wants, Sam Coffey would be that. Obviously, that would be a fairly expensive transfer, though, considering we've not seen a huge outlay from United in recent years. Great Square saying the CEO, Nikki Doucette of the WSL, has talked about this in her interview, so she's aware of the different types of fans, what we were talking about earlier. I like Nikki Doucette. I think she's got some really good ideas. I just think she needs to stop broadcasting all of them.
All of our ideas, great. Have them in the boardroom and discuss them.
It's good that they're coming up with ideas, but it's not publicised.
And come, when they are in the interviews, publicise your main ones, publicise the key ones. Don't say every... It feels like she gets asked a question and she just says everything comes to her mind. And while I respect the honesty, sometimes you just don't need it. Like, there are some ideas that she's going, well, we might just do this. And it's like, well, let's just think about that one. But yeah, I think, very positive. The fact, they've come in, they secured a record-breaking broadcast deal. They are, they've got the interest-free loan from the Premier League. They've come in and they're bringing a lot of money into the game. And I made this point. I actually responded to it. Because I saw someone complaining that, why can't it be? Why do the games have to be on Sky? They should be on something more accessible. And it's like, well, Sky are the leading. I think Sky are the leading investor in the women's game right now. They are the biggest investors. They're giving the WSL the most money.
Yeah, I think DAZN potentially slightly higher, but obviously that doesn't impact the English game at the moment.
Yeah. So yeah, I
wouldn't be surprised if DAZN did look at it though.
Yeah, definitely.
That's got to be something that
potentially. But like without Sky, the WSL and the Women's Championship would be a lot poorer. Obviously, they would have probably gone out and found a but they may not have gone out and found a broadcaster because who else in England is going to broadcast it? TNT weren't going to pick it up. They just pick up random things. But and BBC's obviously free, and yes, they're giving, but it's because of that broadcast deal, it's a record-breaking deal. But when you consider that 3/4 of it is from Sky, because the main BBC thing is the free publicity, but Sky play a huge part in it. But yeah, I think that fair enough. Credit to the WPLL because they've come in and they've done pretty well.
Yeah,
and hopefully they keep going in this trajectory. Let's not do any weird ideas. Let's just keep doing what we're doing. But keep the positive ideas. Scrap the wacky ones. And let's just keep building because
the fact you even mentioned a closed league, that should be
such
a bad idea in England to publicise that you've even considered that.
Yeah.
Maybe consider it behind the scenes if you think that could be an idea, but to just say, we think about a closed league, it's not a good idea.
Well, that's the other thing, isn't it? It feels like a lot of the ideas that she talks about, they haven't really been thought through.
It's a lot of Americanisms, which I get because the NWSL is sort of the gold standard for women's football at the moment in terms of the amount of investment and stuff like that. But I don't want a closed league. But
no.
Don't ask how old are you guys? I'm 18. Harry is 17, I think.
Yeah.
He'll wave as well. So yeah, there you go. I love the shouts. Fridolina Rolfo from Sapphire back on the top of the players. Phil East talking about Marta. Trendy Republic talking about Viviana Miedemar. So yeah, Darla talking about Marta as well. Fantastic player. We were talking about Marta actually earlier because someone mentioned these the pictures up here talking about should we get some women's players in the studio, because obviously this studio was made when we had a men's channel. Now we cover the women's game. Should we redo the set design? So potentially that's something we could look at. And people were suggesting names, and Marta was one that came up. So potentially we'll replace Johan Cruyff with Marta. Something to think about. But yeah, and then Alex, she says I think Katoto is better than Turland. Again, though, I don't think Katoto is going to Manchester United. It's pretty much confirmed she's going to Michelle Kane.
I think you're right, but Man United just don't have that right now. They don't have that kind of pull. But if they see this result out, they put themselves comfortably into the top 3, and they get themselves into the UCL, and suddenly they start to build up a bit more reputation, a bit more rapport with those top players. Yeah.
All right, second half about to get underway here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Tottenham down by a goal to 0 against Man United, who get us back underway in this game. Ball pumped long, and that means Tottenham have to deal with it. It does fall in there to Hayley Ross, so immediately gives possession back to Manchester United. Now Dominic Janssen. And that's cut out by Neville. And now Tottenham can get the ball down and play some football. So no changes from the sides that ended the first half. And so both sides going as was. Tottenham throwing on this near side.
I can't wait for Tottenham to put an attacking midfielder on the pitch.
Yeah, that would be
They've got Siki and Holt both sat on the bench.
And Ora's playing defensive midfield. But Philly says, I'd like to see the league extend to Scotland and Wales sooner rather than later. Interesting opinion, Phil. I think it's difficult, isn't it? Because, yeah, sure, maybe Celtic and Rangers could come across. But if you're applying that across the pyramid, you're going to end up with teams down south. Because if you think like the National League, you could have hashtag United in Essex having to travel to Hearts in Glasgow.
I think you kill the Scottish League. If you were because it was proposed that it would just be Celtic and Rangers. If that was the case, you'd kill the Scottish League. You'd kill the lower leagues of England because why would they view it as if they extend the dose
soon trying to come forwards can't.
And it's also logistically a nightmare.
You'd have to enter them at the bottom stage of the pyramid, but then what regional league are they going in?
They just trounce everyone.
Yeah, I think it'd be very difficult to put all of Scotland in England.
Yeah, let's not do that.
I also think that, Scottish football doesn't need to be in the English game.
No. They've got a very good competitive...
Soon takes aim, that's a huge block. Back in the day, the Scottish Premier League used to be huge. teams, in the men's game. That's not the case, but there's no reason that couldn't be the case in the women's game.
I think it's
the
right incredibly competitive league.
Yeah.
You've got a forward, Celtic
you
were
just need more investment to up the standard of the league. But there's a reason Celtic players are getting, picked up by WSL clubs. We've just seen Hayes leave Celtic to join Brighton Hove Albion. So, yeah, I think we're going to see more of that. I think as the investment comes in for Celtic and Rangers and other clubs like that, I think we will start to see.
They reached the UWSL proper. That was absolutely huge for Celtic. But it also shows that even though they've done that, they're not running away with the league. Glasgow City have put up an incredible fight. And so are Rangers and so are Hearts in that conversation, I think, and Aberdeen. Loads of games go. It's very competitive over there.
Yeah.
United, I think they want to come out and put on a good, as you say, the lack of clinicality was incredible in that first half. I think they want to come out and just put this game to bed. Don't give Tottenham any hope whatsoever. Because Tottenham, they've done well enough to keep themselves in this game. They've just got to try and, come forward.
Goes back to a goalkeeper, Lisa Kopp. It's a heavy pass. Kopp gets under our control. Neville, lovely flick into the path of Mota Oroz. Oroz into Raso. Raso chests it down. Rybrink plays it into England. England has the wide option and uses it for Amanda Nilden. Naz makes the run off. That's a big challenge from Riviere to stop that move in its tracks. And now England recovers the ball and Tottenham will come forwards. Rybrink feeds a pass through to Nilden. Nilden lays it into Naz. Naz will look to take on Letitia now. Letitia keeps her at arm's length and stands her up nicely. Naz pass inside. Here's England bearing in towards goal. United keep it close for now. Oros. Raso short of options. Oros again. Now Rybrink. Rybrink switches it wide. Nilden waits for Naz to overlap. Now tries to lay it into a cut off by Hinata Miyazawa, and United will look to break. Here's Toon. Feeds that ball through to Miyazawa. Space exploiting down the right-hand side now for Manchester United. Miyazawa comes inside. Here's Turland. Shifts it to Toon. Toon will look to play that ball in behind, lifting it towards Turland. Headed away by Bartrip. Nice exchange there, moving from end to end. And now Tottenham will look to bring it the other way. Oros. Neville. Back now to Hunt. Slots a pass in towards Hayley Raso. Raso tries to come across the pitch. Great drive from Hayley Raso. Opening up the pitch for Tottenham. Foul in there, but advantage is played. Jess Naz up against Riviere. Wants to take her on here, Naz. And she'll burst past the full-back. Good challenge from Riviere. Corner for Tottenham Hotspur.
Again, good defending by the United full-backs. Once again, had a really, really good game. Raso back to her feet after a heavy challenge. But really good stuff from Tottenham. Good start to the second half on the home side. And as I said, their first half performance, they deserved to be in the game. And now, in the second half, they look to build on that and look to draw themselves level once again. Naz did well to win a corner. This is a good delivery. Tottenham could be on the money.
Yes, so Tottenham corner and a chance now to try and draw level. Oros over this again. Whips it in there nicely. England challenges, falls to Neville, takes a touch. Didn't set up nicely for her. Plays it into Thomas, back to Neville. Neville ball into the box. Who'll react? It's a United header away. Oros tries to keep it alive. Space not there for the shot. England takes it in a stride. Riviere gives it to Bizet. Now they'll look to come forwards. United. Bizet short of options. Rybrink strong challenge backing into Bizet. Now Bartrip back into her. Perhaps more than she needed to there. Rybrink now here. A pass forwards. Not great that.
Thomas again.
From Marta Thomas, who again is an attack midfielder, but they have on the ball high at the pitch here, Tottenham. Raso. Oros. Shifts it wide into Marta Thomas. Tries to cross. It's cut out by George. Pass has got to go into Jess Naz. They've just come across into a good position. Now she does pick up the ball, Naz. Up against Turner. Tries to take her on. Good defending from Turner. Naz keeps her alive. Got to have a shot. Looks to pass it. Chance out for Rybrink. Blocked. Chance for Rybrink. Blocked again. And now United could counter. Toon finds Galton. Galton to Toon. Toon now coming down the left-hand side. Takes it past Raso. Neville and Raso together are unable to stop her, and then the ref balls back a counter-attack for a free kick.
Tottenham knocking on the door. How have they not troubled? I mean, they have troubled United, but how have they not troubled? Got a name, Tyler's choice in United's net. Brilliant from Naz. He dropped down to the floor and then just didn't shoot. So bizarre. And then Rybrink had 2 attempts at getting a debut goal and smashed them straight into Letitia. United on the ropes a little bit there. Tottenham, really good start to the second half. Much better performance today.
Yeah, Alex says though so should sooner or later extend to 14 like the Bundesliga. Yeah, I agree. I think an extension would be good. I think we're locked in now to 2026, but after that I believe we can extend the league. Because current like TV rights deals are signed, so they can't just change the number of teams in the league.
That's the weird thing, isn't it? The current broadcast deal is signed till 2030.
Potentially you would be able to change for that. I think it's 2026 though, it's locked.
Because which obviously
with the number of teams.
Because that was quite a bizarre. I know obviously it guarantees solidity and it guarantees payment until then, but with the growth of the game, if England have a great Euros, or I think that's not only the next Euros, but it's the next World Cup as well.
It's a long time, isn't it?
And then the Euros after that in 2029, it's so bizarre. Because it could end up being like a bit of a bargain deal for the likes of for Sky and that.
Yeah, if the women's game grows as quickly as we'd like it to. Letitia. Vise chest that down. Ben says, Woso names or last names you struggle to say the most? I mean, you guys probably know us better than we do. Cerna Gorsevic was always one I struggled with, but now I'm not. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. If not, then I'm still struggling with it. The new signing for Leicester, Quinn Eriksdottir, I was struggling with when we first did that, but I think I'm getting it right now. But again, I might not be.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
I can't think of any on the spot.
Well, there'll be ones where you just think that's the pronunciation because you've heard people say it like that, but then someone native will say, well, no, it's slightly different.
I still don't. No one's ever confirmed if it's Jill Beijing's.
Yeah.
Sometimes I want to say Beijing's.
I think it's
Beijing.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like saying. I say it Beijing, but then it makes you just think of Beijing.
Yeah. I want to get it right because she's a top player.
Yeah, she's.
Well, obviously, she could be terrible. I still want to get it right. Beth England tries to play a reverse pass to nobody. Tottenham started the second half well, but United are coming forward now.
Jorge says that Galton's so bad. I can't help but disagree. I think she's a good player.
Yeah.
Had a very good season. Janssen from range struck it well. Almost took out some of the Tottenham fans behind the goal as well.
Again, don't know why they're there. As I tell you what, there's a strong United showing as well. A lot of away fans. It's a local game.
Yeah.
No, I'm sure there's a lot of Manchester United fans there as well.
Probably. But yeah, United are quite a popular team across the country. It helps their attendances in London because obviously of the Lionesses and the fact that when the popularity was emerging, they had Russo and they had two very popular players. Now, obviously, Arsenal have had a lot of that because they got Williamson, they got Russo, they got Mead.
That's just talk about crowds and just while we're on that whole topic, is that I want to know if anyone in chat ever worn these glasses. Oh, hang on. I'm going to get cut off now because Thomas decided to pass it straight back to United. The glasses where they paint the initials and the number of the player on them. How do you wear them? Surely you can't. I don't get how you can wear them to watch a game of football. Because I've just seen a pair there that say ET #7. How can she see the game through those glasses? She's painted on them. So if anyone does do that to sunglasses to watch football games, or I'm intrigued to see if anyone what it's like.
Harry's going to get a pair for the next one.
Oh no, Christ no!
That'd be funny. Can you do that?
What numbers do I have?
Don't know. Whatever you want.
I don't know. Beth England, has she fallen over or gone down injured?
for Tottenham's sake, they
Yeah.
better pray it's the former. Yeah, Ray's saying the same there, Cernogosevic. Alex says Carolina Leia. Yeah, no, that does look difficult. Williamsdottir. Williamsdottir? Maybe. Who knows? Marlon says United fans said Garthen is better than Guro Wrighton. Yeah, well, they're wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I think Gatlin's good, but yeah, not that.
And Phil says, I think it's Bayings with the J being silent. Not sure though, so don't take my word for it. Well, Phil, we're blaming you now.
I'm going to take your
legally.
word for it.
Yeah.
Bayings. Yeah, it's like a ying. It's more like a ying, isn't it?
Phil says TOFC #1 on the glasses. Self-promo time. That's a great plan. We need to do more self. I hate the idea of doing self-promotion and stuff. Like,
I'd feel like a right knob if I went outside a ground, just stood there with a camera and just started
I know that's the thing. I have huge respect for vloggers. People hate Thogden, and I get it because he is a bit cringe at times. But I couldn't sit in the ground with my camera. I'd feel like such a weapon.
I could do. I think I could do the outside. I wouldn't like. I don't think I'd particularly enjoy doing the out of the ground stuff, but I could do it.
It'd be cool meeting people and talking about it.
But just for me, I would never film myself during a game. I wouldn't want, not because I wouldn't want to do it. Just being a twat, really.
I don't think it is. I think I'd hate doing it. I think I'd become really disappointed if I was sat there with a camera because everyone around you think, oh, what a weapon with a camera.
And I think that about myself. I'd go, I have a twat with a camera. I wouldn't outside the ground. I think I'd be all right. Yeah, if I'm doing it, no, hello everyone, welcome to the game.
Here's Naz. Now Neville. Ball down the line looking for Rybrink. Rybrink does well to compete for it. The problem we're finding here for United is they're currently in a position where they're leading, but this is in a precarious.
Yeah.
And it's precarious. The lead's precarious, and Tottenham do have a knack for somehow finding a goal. Good play.
I feel like I'm going to owe a massive apology to everyone associated with Tottenham Hotspur after this game, because they've played their performance has been stellar tonight.
Well, it depends well, yeah.
Yeah.
Billy says I couldn't do that with the vlog stuff. Yeah, no, neither, mate. I don't think I could hack that.
Janssen down for United. That's not good.
No, that would be a concern.
She has played a lot of minutes recently.
Yeah, she needs to tick over to 60 minutes before she makes any decision if she is coming off. No, Mallard, sit down.
Well, Melvin Mal's coming on. I don't think that is going to be.
Could be.
But
Turner's going in midfield.
Janssen.
This looks bad for Janssen. We'll see.
Oh, look at that. Bit of old school tactics for that. Not old school, but in terms of the professional game.
I saw Vitor Pereira, the new Wolves men's manager.
Whiteboard, wasn't it?
Yeah, he had a little tactic. He had the same one I've got. The exact same tactics board. Well, that's class. He's got that from Total Football. There's just the Saudi Arabian one.
I saw. Wait, I don't remember where I saw it. To be fair, it might have been non-league. Well, it's like an oval pitch, and they actually just wrote the names on what it was. Yeah, don't we? It was grassroots. I thought but even that's old school for grassroots. Like the oval pitch and just writing the names on with a whiteboard marker.
We, with my under-9s, we put the cones out physically on the ground and get the players to stand in positions, like we're doing little line-up graphics or something.
Like your Sky Sports. Yeah. They forgot the hoses.
Yeah.
Things have played that 3 times. It just, but the problem is everyone kept getting it wrong or didn't understand what was going on because they weren't just standing in the wrong places. And then no one had any idea who's playing where.
Yeah.
I was like, hang on a minute, because the coach has just told everyone to stand in the same place.
Benny says, it just feels disingenuous. I think talking about the vlogging. Like, even celebrating a goal, I feel like I was overreacting. I don't know how the vloggers do it. Yeah.
Well, of course, because you've got to remember, they have to sit there for 90 minutes with their camera on, ready for a chance. Like, that's probably the more... that's the bit I'd be more annoyed at myself for doing. Rather than actually filming myself during the goal, it'd be the sitting there like a prat for 90 minutes, waiting for a goal to happen.
Yeah.
Mallard and Sandberg, by the way, coming on.
It says, were there ever some people at the bridge who knew you from YouTube? We've never had anyone come up to us and say,
no,
we know you from YouTube. But Well, my thought process is, considering, we're doing decent numbers now, there's got to be someone. I mean, obviously, we know there's people in chat who said, like,
Yeah.
we're at the game and stuff. So it is always like, if we're at an event like that, will we be recognised? But we're yet to happen. But
it will eventually happen.
We go to more games.
But also, it depends whether people want to come up and talk. I'm sure we've probably been spotted.
You look so unapproachable, Harry.
Okay.
No.
Well, but we've probably been to games where people might not want to come up to us and talk. But
Yeah.
Please do. Be great.
Feel free to come and say hi.
We'd love it. I'd honestly, ego to the roof. No. No, it'd be really nice. It'd be good.
Yeah, just come over and tell us how much you enjoy the channel. Just like really.
Especially if it's someone who is in. Well, also,
Good ball from Toon. Chance for Turland. Can't adjust her feet quick enough.
She could have had 7 tonight, Elizabeth Turland. But her head is just so focused on bar trip.
Yeah.
Then she's missed a few tonight.
Alex and Phil both backing up Mark Skinner in chat after Jorge's just not a fan.
I think he's quality. I think he has grown this season. He's grown as a manager and as a person.
I remember watching an interview of his for Sky, and I thought he came across really well on it. And the comments, regardless of it, were like, "Oh, he's just putting off persona, it's all a facade and stuff." But I thought he genuinely came across really well on it.
If there's anything we've learned from Mark Skinner, is that he wouldn't bother putting on. He will just say it how it is.
Yeah,
like he's not going to pretend to be nice. If he wants to be harsh or be a bit of a prick, he will be a prick.
Yeah,
but that's why I think he's grown massively, because, as you say, we've seen a lot more of that, reasonable, personable Mark Skinner that clearly is work because he's got his side firing.
Triple change coming for Manchester United here.
Mm-hmm.
So it is Sandberg on at left back in replace of Gabriel. George Mallard's coming onto the left hand side for Lea Galton. And Dominic Janssen will be forced off with injury. Simi Awujo on to replace her.
Job not done by United though.
Not at all.
They should have scored a lot more, but they're only 20. They're 25 minutes away, but there's only one goal in it. And as you say, if I've learned anything from watching Tottenham this year,
anything can happen.
It is that this game is far from over. Because a meteor might just hit the ball and just fly into the top corner at the speed of light. The only person that sees it is the referee.
Right. Tottenham in possession, bar trip.
It's one of those where
it's now not the time Tottenham will be making changes.
Yeah. And also they've got the players now. They've got Anna Siki on there. They've got Olivia Holt.
But there you go. United reacting because they have been a bit under the cosh.
Now Beth England's playing in the 10 and Thomas is up front.
Yeah. United being proactive.
Yeah.
So before anything happens, they're making those changes because you can see that they're looking a bit leggy. Tottenham coming forwards now though. Martin Thomas.
If they hadn't swapped them over, that would have been Beth England. And it's annoying me more that they're just Villaharm just keeps trying to find ways to play Martin Thomas. Now he's dropped Beth England into the 10. Yeah. That's a criminal offence when she's in her kind of form. Bizarre. Christ, the next game at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium's Tottenham legend or Aaron Lennon play football. That's the 23rd of March.
They were advertising the Chelsea game, which is the penultimate game of the season.
Well
struck. Good claim though from Tullis Joyce.
Tottenham been the best
I quite fancy the Tottenham away game.
Yeah.
On the 5th of May. I like going to Arsenal away. So I think away games you get more of the core fans.
Yeah.
You don't get as many people just go, oh, Chelsea at home, we'll go along Stamford Bridge.
They are, but also they're the devoted women's fans that
exactly. I've already been to Tottenham Stadium once this season. As long as you don't buy anything in it, it's not too bad.
Yeah, I'll take my £200, just get a burger.
Yeah.
Get a burger, no bun. I had to pay an extra £50 for the bun.
I'm gonna go donate blood beforehand to get some money. I think that's only an American thing, to be fair.
Yeah.
Sapphire says, I need Leverkusen, United and Real Sociedad in the Champions League next season.
Any reason why? It's a random variety of 3 teams to want in the Champions League.
Yeah, they're teams who deserve it, to be fair. They're teams who weren't in it last season. I mean, it's always fun when you get different teams, isn't it?
Sociedad will do well now they've lost Arroyo. Well, sorry, in terms of, I mean, they would do well to get into the Champions League without Arroyo.
Yeah, and that's because that, as much as Atletico, I don't think have had the best start out there. They have got a decent team. But yeah, even so, if they can finish top 4, they'll be in is it top 3? Yeah, it's top 3 out there. Yeah, if they can finish in the top 3, they may be able to get Europa League, even though they don't get through in the qualifiers.
I do love Aston Villa's new Spanish contingent of fans.
Not because they love Arroyo.
Because of Natalia Arroyo. Because she's such a Sociedad legend. They've all just followed her over.
Jess Naz bursting forward. Bizet trying to bring her back. But Naz keeps going. And Martin Thomas can keep the move alive. I thought Dowie's about to pull up there. Tries to slot through England, Thomas, but it doesn't quite work out.
Tottenham have been the better side second half. Much better performance. United, they've just been flat. Really flat.
Yeah.
They're playing like they're 4-0 up, but they're not. And that is a big problem. The standard has slipped a little bit in this second half from United. But Bartrett's lost the ball to Turland.
Tries to come forward, brought down on the edge. Dowell thinks that's a fair challenge.
There's more players on the floor.
United in possession. Abuja.
I think there's always been at least one player on the floor at all times in this football match.
Bernie says, yes, some new teams would be good, because if not, it would be Chelsea vs Real in the group stage again. Yeah, that happens every year.
Yeah, they should make it in the draw. That can't happen.
Well, obviously, now there won't be groups next season.
We're
moving to a league format. It's going to be interesting to see how that translates. I think it has its positives and negatives in the men's game. But it should make for some interesting matchups.
It lends itself to surprises. It also lends itself to batterings. But we see that anyway in the group stage, so I don't think it matters. And if anything, it gives... Like, Celtic got a horrible group with Chelsea, Real Madrid, and... Who were the other team? No, it wasn't Harvey.
It was Twente.
That's a really tough group. But if Celtic... In a league format, if they can get someone like
they'll play 2 that are their sort of level. Yeah. They'll play 2 that are sort of mid. They'll play 2 of the top teams. So if they nick something if they win the games they should win, maybe get something from the middle lot, they could find themselves having another game, which obviously is really important
because they could beat St. Polten. They could beat who were in Arsenal's group with Bayern that they absolutely trounced. Valerenga. They could beat. They could give them a game. So I do think it's going to be very interesting. United will be hoping.
Even Juventus weren't brilliant this year.
Yeah.
That's really good fighting from Riviere. Bizet with a chance to score, puts it across the box. Bizet again tries to lash it in the air. Riviere places it in the area. Headed down. Sambo tries to keep it alive. United just don't want a goal tonight.
This has got
Turner.
Tottenham equaliser written all over it.
Toon. Into Turland. Sets it up for Turner. Takes aim. Saved by Cop.
No idea how to Ash Neville on the edge of the area. This game has just been... It was colliding with each other. Oh, is it Turland again? Not a bad area from Turner. But yeah, this has got a Tottenham equaliser written all over it. United just can't kill it off. They just cannot kill this game off. And in the second half, Tottenham just kind of got better and better.
Yeah.
But Tottenham need to make changes. If they want to get something in this game, make some subs, go for it. Nothing to lose now. You're only 1 goal down. And there's a chance they could get a really big point. Arsenal fans will be sat here cheering on their North London rivals to give them to help them in their bid to finish second.
Letizia. Miyazawa. Yeah, obviously Tottenham, sort of a difficult run of games coming up. They face Arsenal next weekend at the Emirates Stadium. Believe they have a trip to Manchester City after that.
Fun.
Or maybe they may be hosting Man City. They've already been away to Man City, haven't they? Yes, Man City, then Brighton. Both at home.
That could genuinely be a game for 5th place. That is absurd.
Yeah, but you think, Brighton took a point today. They probably should have beaten Palace. They should beat
No,
West.
but the thing, performance-wise, they shouldn't have.
No, that's what I mean.
I know the red
card. It's still fallen apart a bit.
I know the red card.
The wheels have come off the Brighton wagon.
I mean, I haven't seen that red card yet. Actually, I'll be very intrigued to see whether it was a red card. Because it was a straight red, wasn't it?
I'll watch back through that before tomorrow.
Sandberg wins it back. 18 minutes. United only lead by 1. But still, you're Tottenham. You've got some quality players on the bench.
Yeah, Philly's making a good point, saying fair play to Spurs. I thought this would be a battering.
Yeah, same.
Bernie says we can still get that Neville equaliser. Yeah, you may be right, Bernie. You never know. But yeah, it does feel it's really like precarious now. This United lead. They haven't killed this game.
It's either going to finish 1-1 or still finish like 3-0 United.
Ball in, that's headed away in there by Bartrip. Riviere tries to keep it alive, does really well. Unlucky. Oh, Ujo does to Riviere, couldn't then bring it under control.
I'll be looking at Olivia Holt. I'll be looking at Anasiki. I'll be looking at Matilda Vinberg. Yeah, just been one of those games where it's not over. It really isn't over. Ball out to Raso, loses it. Mallard wins it back. Neville just smashes into Toon, gives away a free kick. I don't get what Villahan's plan is here. Running out of time to make an impact from the bench. For such an aggressive game, we only had 1 yellow card, and that was to Raso for that really poor tackle on Janssen. Toon free kick then, looking to solidify this United lead, or will it be Sandberg to put the ball in? It will be Toon. It's not a bad ball.
In the box. Letitia heading it down. There's a conversation for a penalty in there, but it didn't seem like enough contact on Letitia from Neville. Sent forwards. Sandberg will try and get it under her control.
Oh, she's under pressure from Naz. Plays
well to get out of there. Now Toon plays it over the top. Mallard chasing it down. Needs some support here. Has Toon arriving on the edge. Just had to wait there. Had to be patient.
There was no one in a white or red shirt anywhere near Mallard.
No.
Problem was, she just didn't line up right with the goal. She couldn't have shot.
Well, she needed a cutback, but just couldn't quite find one.
There's an argument to be had there. That again, I mean, Neville's barged into Letitia for a penalty. I think there's also a conversation we had about the turnaround in the first half. There's a couple where Tottenham just got to be careful.
United corner doesn't come to anything, but they will keep this alive. Ball in from Letitia. Great ball, unable to capitalise on that. And while they advertise F1 race around the stadium, Raso needs to drive away from the United defenders here, but can't. And ends up driving in circles.
Not very effective.
Here's Neville. Now Oros. Ball into the box. From Nilden, England meets it over the bar.
England does really well.
Not a million miles away there from Beth England.
Finds the pocket between the two centre halves. It's not a bad header. Judges the ball well. Just gets under it, heads it up rather than goal bound.
Bernie says Villahan as a manager of the month nomination. Anything is possible. Yeah, I found that quite amusing.
Oh wow, he's made a change.
But the problem with January is you had City lost, Arsenal lost. Was Skinner nominated?
Yeah. Skinner and Bompastor, I think.
Yeah, Bompastor will win.
No.
Surely.
I think it was Slade. Oh, I don't know.
No, it's Slagus.
No, I don't know. It was Bomb. I don't know. I can't remember now. Forgotten already. But yeah, Thomas has finally come off. Olivia Holt onto the pitch. England scrapping away. Kept it on, apparently.
Tyler's choice sends it forward. England. Goes back to Neville. Here's Bartlett.
Ooh.
Nilden. Bartlett. All pumped forwards by Hunt. Good interception from Letitia, who heads it away. Now Oros. And Awujo, over-aggressive in the challenge. Oros does well to draw the foul.
This is tense. This is really tense.
It does just feel there's got to be another goal in this game.
Yeah.
Can't see this ending 1-0. Either United managed to get another goal and kill this off, or I think Tottenham are going to nick this.
Yeah.
And to be fair, it wouldn't be undeserved. United have not been at their usual best, and Tottenham haven't been bad today. They've set up well defensively. They haven't looked too poor coming forwards. And they haven't made loads of mistakes.
No.
The only time they have, they conceded. Other than that, United haven't really been able to get a shot away. And now United are breaking away, but Naz does well to deal with that. And she'll go back to her goalkeeper, Lisa Cart.
Oof. Not much. There's not much time left, but there's still enough for something to happen. Oh, that's a poor pass there from Neville into the middle of the pitch. United have the ball back. They've just got to keep the ball. Don't let Tottenham come at them.
Sandberg blocked by Ross, so ball out of play for United throw.
Much better game from Tottenham. But as again, they play well. They're on to lose. They play poorly, and they end up winning the game.
Yeah. Letitia. Now Riviere. Ball goes forward. Add it down in there. Now Neville. 2. It is Malvine Mallard, who cuts inside well. Finds Miyazawa. Now Awujo. Awujo into Toon. Toon goes wide into Sandberg. Sandberg back to Ella Toon. Toon slides it through. Mallard tries to play to Miyazawa. There's a miscommunication. That was a good chance for United. There goes begging. Now the ball's in behind for Raso to give chase. Letitia will come across well and goes back to goalkeeper Salas Joyce. Now Turner and Raso very much the lone wolf in that pressing pack. Nobody else helped.
So I was expecting a sea of
rush for Tottenham desperately need a goal now.
If you understand how much Raso ran after them. It's well measured from Tottenham, but will it be enough to nick a point?
Yeah, come United. Now Bizet holds the ball up well. Riviere. Bizet. There's not many big chances on both sides. Very true. Letitia. And that's headed away in there by Nilden.
It feels of what has been an incredibly exciting day of action in the OSL has had a massive fall from grace this evening. An incredible afternoon.
I was pumped for this game.
Yeah. Incredible afternoon of football.
That'll be a really good one. But hasn't exactly materialised. Taylor can't quite get the flick on. Ball's dealt with by Bartrip's going to fall to Turner on the edge. He'll look to try and keep the ball alive. Here's my Letizia wide into Hinata Miyazawa. Where are the options for Miyazawa? Goes wide into Jade Riviere. Riviere puts the ball in the box. Mallard tries to get the flick on. Looked like it would fall for Bizane. Doesn't quite settle. And then Nilden takes the ball off her. And now Tottenham will look to break England. Single-handedly taking Tottenham forwards. It's out for so it's not out, sorry. It's United in possession. Thought that had gone. They kept it on though. Sandberg. Now Mallard up against Neville. Neville really good challenge there to prevent the ball coming forwards. Billy says, not a fun attacking game, but United don't concede many for a reason. They have essentially nullified this game pretty well. True. I mean, that is a very fair assessment, I think, of the match.
Yeah.
Now, you look at the stats from this game. Tottenham had 6 shots. United have had 14. They've both had 2 on target. United haven't come forward. They haven't really looked like they're going to score because they haven't tested Cop much. But equally, they've not looked like they're going to concede. And they will get 3 points in this game as it stands. As long as they don't mess this up, they'll find themselves 7 points off Chelsea, 3 clear of Arsenal, 5 clear of City, and in a position of real comfort. So I can't really blame them for playing the way they are.
It's one of those where, football logic tells us that only leading by a goal to nil is risky. But, I think with Chelsea and Man United this season, they've looked really comfortable. Especially, with United's defensive record, 1-0 is really comfortable. Any other team in the league, and you'd sit here and go, it's risky. There's a chance that Tottenham could pull this back.
If they come away from 3 points today, they play Wolves in the FA Cup on Saturday, which is a game they have no excuses not to win.
They're rotating that.
They've got Crystal Palace coming up on Sunday, and the Sunday after that, and then Leicester at the start of March once we're back from the internationals. They're games they should win. They then play Liverpool side, and we have no idea what version of Liverpool going to show up, but they should be able to go on a run. Meanwhile, teams like Tottenham have got difficult games. Brighton play Chelsea in that period. They're in a position now where they can start to really gap the teams below them. And, obviously Arsenal and United and Man City dropping points recently has helped. But a draw today would have suited them even nicer. Yeah. But they are in a really decent position at Manchester United.
The 3 games where they drop points are at the right end of the season. The only other team I could, depending on, I think it depends on what on earth goes on at Aston Villa. Because if this Natalia Arroyo super team carries on.
That's the thing we thought the same though at the start of the season, is we have to reserve judgment until we see them play against anyone other than Chelsea.
Because, yes, that is very true.
Because it could just be one decent performance.
Could just be Aston Villa
near miss.
It could just be that Aston Villa are incredible at playing against Chelsea.
That's who they want to play every week.
Pull back for a foul hit.
Most difficult team in the league. Billy says if this was Arsenal, I'd be worried about a random cross and a headed equaliser out of nowhere.
Yeah. And Tottenham are throwing players at it. They just brought someone on.
No, it's Suzuki and Vimberg, isn't it?
Yeah. They've already bought on Holt. They are now going for it. So Rybrink's debut ends there. Not a bad game. I think she's pretty tidy.
No, not bad at all. Suzuki coming on into the middle of the park. Now you'd assume Matilda Vimberg will be on the left flank. And she is indeed just now making way for the young Swede.
2 players with a bright future.
Suzuki and Vimberg, Big fan of Matilda Vimberg.
Yeah, I think she's quality.
She needs to play for a team where she'll get more minutes.
Who
don't want to just not have any shots.
Yeah. Top player. I mean, I had her to absolutely fly this season.
It's a shame.
Game week 1, fancied herself. Yeah. Game 1, fancied herself team. I raved on and on about her all pre-season, and she just hasn't been. It should have just not happened really.
Ball put into the box, and that isn't.
That's poor.
It's just too.
That
is
is
straight.
Poor.
There to do anything.
5 minutes left of a football match, and you're trailing, and you get a deep free kick, and you play it directly to their goalkeeper.
I think you've got to try and make something happen there, because that is such a horrible position.
Yeah.
You're so dead on with the goal. But you're not going to be whipping it in. You just punt it in, and what's going to happen other than they keep playing it? Yeah. You've just smashed it at them, and they're jumping onto it. Kaya, I hope is how I pronounce that name. Do let us know if that's incorrect. Says England last minute goal would be good. Now, if this was the Euros, I'd agree with you. But
Holt on the charge. Oh, that ball's got to be wider.
Sandberg.
Tarasso.
No, I have no horse in this race. United dropping points is good for Chelsea, but so is Tottenham. Dropping points, always good for Chelsea.
Telling them Barcelona and I'll scuffle.
Here's Raso.
blind
shock.
pass.
Turland and Dart are having a scuffle. It's all they've done all night. Other than the goal, Turland's just spent the whole evening scuffing up shots and attacking the centre backs. How's she not a card yet? It's beyond me. Sandberg. Rasso's quick to pounce on her. But then Rasso keeping the ball on the pitch, but not keeping herself on the pitch. And United regain possession. Awuja. Now Hinata Miyazawa. Toon. Manages to find Turner. Toon. Turner. Now Miyazawa. And while they'll play triangles around Olivia Holt all night, if it means they see out this win. Mallard. Takes it in a stride. Shrugs off Suzuki. And then has Wimberg tripping over in front of her. Now Bizet wants to run at Nilden, wants to be directed. Chelin Bizet takes aim. It's a bit of a desperate.
That was a cross. That was a shot. That was a shot.
Yes, it just wasn't a particularly good one.
No.
Even that's kind
On her weak foot. Right here. That is wide.
for a throw, I think.
Yeah. Couple minutes left. It's tasty.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
And now Riviere down with an injury.
Now, before that Riviera injury, I was going to say it's probably one of the quickest games of the season. In terms of added time and just speed.
Until this. That's a shot from 2 to potentially 5, 4, 5, depending on how long this takes.
There's so many games this season. There's been
because there's one goal, and there wasn't really a celebration for it, and then literally the ball's not been out of play loads. There's been many fouls. So we have to let the game run a bit.
We've now had Janssen and Riviere down injured, and a lot of subs. So I think we'll be up to 3 or 4. Well, Tottenham might stand a chance because to replace Riviere is Aoife Mannion.
Just run her.
I don't get how is that is a problem. That is something United have to address. No offense to Mannion, but she cannot be.
They've got Hannah Blundell, haven't they? But obviously she's pregnant.
She's got a baby. She's got it.
She's picked up a baby.
Got a pregnancy. Yeah, that is true. But if you think by the time that she's had the baby and then got back to full fitness,
Ilestead was, she was only thinking the start of the season, actually.
Yeah,
she's back.
Ilestead was rapid.
Serena Williams won an Australian Open while
she did
2 months pregnant,
but she is superhuman.
That's also true.
Like genuinely unstoppable. She could get hit by a truck and it would damage the truck.
Philly says somebody needs to send Letitia some shin pads. Oh yeah, some of the shin pads the players get away with.
Oh, I hate it. I never want a player to get injured.
We've started to have that under 9. Someone bought a tiny pair.
That's mental.
Well, no, it's one of our players didn't have shin pads, and so they borrowed some from someone else, and they were tiny, and the gaffer was like, "Nah, not having that."
When I first started playing, hang on, mate.
Wants to take him on. Plays it inside to Toon. Pulls again for Mallard. Plays it across the box. It's headed away. Now Hinata Miyazawa. Heads it down. Got 6 minutes of additional time thanks to Jade Riviere. We're on for a record, Riviere.
Yeah, I remember when I first started playing, cladding up in these
giant,
huge plastic Sondigo Velcro shin pads.
You might as well just get those like cricket ones.
Yeah.
You can't move anywhere fast.
That actually covered the whole shin. They were literally shin pads. Now we've got these custard cream sized shin
tic-tac box out.
It's ridiculous.
Turner taking the ball to the corner.
I don't get how.
6 minutes here. This is going to cause more fighting. Ref has no idea what she's going to do there.
Looking at Rato like she's thick as shit. What on earth are you doing? But yeah, I mean, it's in the laws. It's down as it's the player's discretion. It's their fault. If someone smashes into their shins and they're wearing pathetic shin pads, that's on the players. And to be fair, it is. Don't wear stupid shin pads. They're not. I hate that thing. You can't call them shin pads. They're not. They don't cover the whole shin. No one's got a classic pair of Velcro shin pads with quad. Do people still have Velcro shin pads?
Not really. It's just they slide them in.
No, they were quality. The Velcro
No,
marks after
yeah,
every single
exactly.
game. Brilliant.
Now, if it either have a sleeve and slot it in, or they just slot it in their sock.
I didn't like that because as a defender, my shin pads just used to go flying everywhere. I think I was doing it wrong or something.
What on earth are you doing?
I don't know.
Tackling. Your shin pads are coming out.
Just flying in.
Roman Johnson says Chelsea lead by 7 points. Indeed, they do. Beze.
I've dropped a point today, and United's eyes were lit up because they could have closed the gap to 5, and then suddenly it's one. You beat Chelsea. You factor in beating Chelsea, then suddenly that's 2 points. But Villa, I feel for Villa today, and Chelsea. At the end of the day, they do what they do, and they pick up points even when they're up against it. But Aston Villa today, they deserved at least a point.
Should we do a player of the match? Because I am bored of watching Manchester United time waste.
Who did they give it to?
Beze.
Why? Who would you give it to? Because I'm completely stuck for ideas.
Jade Riviere, flawless throughout.
Yeah.
Great in both thirds. Really good defensive display. Completely shut down Naz at every opportunity. And obviously provide the assist for the goal. Provides so much threat for this United side. Probably one of the best players.
I'm gonna go for a combination of Bartrip and Turland because this little spat that they've been having for 93 minutes has just been good to watch. Guessing you can't tell them scored, but the rest of the time she spent kicking the turf.
Phil talked about shit first. That's when I played. I had Sunderco, Robson, Gold, Chinnies. They lasted 15 years and they've built-in ankle guards. They're like medieval armour. Don't get those anymore.
That's quality. Yeah, it's like I haven't got quite the classic Adidas black and white with the tongue that flipped over the laces.
The boots.
Yeah, they're incredible. But I have still got a pair of black and white boots.
One of the lads, our coach, had a pair of black and white boots. So I was like, that's class.
Fed up with neon colours.
Oh, there's so many.
Rubbish.
Laceless neon green. I mean, I love a pair of boots like that. Don't get me wrong, but there is something nice about a clean pair of black and white.
Remember on a teammate, the laces are so long on the proper pair of black, and I just used to tie them around the bottom of the boot. Quality. And like bits and pieces would be falling off. It'd be pulling apart.
When I come forward to
United going to the corners.
In the corner.
Understandably so.
Not taking the ball. Mallard wins it back. There's a pull there from Sandberg though.
But quickly.
Riviere play the match as Burnley. Yeah, I can't see how Sky haven't given it to Riviere. That'd be mine easy. Alex G says no Arsenal and United race for second. Sorry?
That title at the top of the race for top
now Arsenal and United race for second. I assume not no.
Yeah, I think City are still in that conversation. There's a long way to go this season, but based
only
on
2 points behind Arsenal.
Exactly, but based on points and performances, you would argue that United and Arsenal are favourites.
Once Hemp is back, once Shaw's back firing, I think they'll
score a ridiculous amount of goals.
Don't get me wrong, defensively they're still not great, but that shouldn't matter against the lower sides in the league. They should be fine. I mean, Villa, they see it twice, they still put 4 past them. They didn't even have Shaw or Hemp. But it's just the neon Pred Skura wears a sick though. I love Prepare Predators. Best boot out there.
Oz. Oh, that's weak.
Such a poor effort. Gotta get more
Hunt.
that.
Why is Claire Hunt there? That could have genuinely cost Tottenham. The fact they had a chance in the 95th minute on the edge of the area and it fell to Hunt. I was expecting that'd be Beth England just to lay it top corner or something. Watch Hunt just kill all the momentum of the ball. I mean, that should be that. And United should see it out. It's going to be a fun game to talk about tomorrow morning.
Yeah. Beze wins it back, and that is full time at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Tottenham 0, Manchester United 1. A 5th minute goal from Elizabeth Turland. The only difference in tonight's game, United didn't need to come forwards, and they didn't. They sat back. They allowed Tottenham to have the ball, but Tottenham ultimately couldn't really do anything with it. And United grinded out the result. 3 points out of their tally for the season. It sees them remain second in the table. It sees them keep the gap to Chelsea to only 7 points. And they are now 3 points ahead of Arsenal, 5 points ahead of rivals Manchester City. All right, that is about everything for today. We'll be back tomorrow to review all of the actions and look out for our match week review.
What a day.
5 p.m. GMT. And thanks everyone that's joined us. If you just joined us for this stream, if you joined us for 2 of the streams, if you joined us for all 3 of the streams that we've done on this bumper day of WSL action, I thank you incredibly. Your support is fantastic. We are back again this week, as I say, with the usual videos. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We've got Conti Cup streams coming in the midweek. We've got another round of FA Cup fixtures, which Harry will be covering next weekend. So exciting times ahead.
Yes, very exciting.
Indeed.
We're getting to the business end of the season now. It's getting tasty. Conti Cup final will be we will know who's in the Conti Cup final after Thursday evening.
And this Friday, don't get too excited, but it is the Champions League draw.
Oh, what a big week.
Very exciting time. So a big week, as you say, in terms of the big competitions end of the season. Phil says, thanks, gents. Hope we catch you guys for the next one. See you, Phil. We're live on Wednesday for Chelsea versus West Ham, if you're about. Bernie says bye as well. Bye, everyone. We are back very soon. But thank you guys very much for watching, and we will see you next time.